Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is the weekend recap with Bussin with the boys. A lot of exciting stuff. A lot of bets happened over the weekend. A lot of bets have now been fulfilled. But as always, Bussin with the boys is proudly presented by the one, the only FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. If you're not already, you've got to tap in with the boys. Our Thursday night football streams. But before the game started, make sure to check out FanDuel's Thursday Touchdown Jackpot. FanDuel's Thursday Touchdown Jackpot gives you a chance at a share of $2 million in bonus bets every single Thursday of the NFL season. And it's easy to take your shot. Place an anytime touchdown score bet on the Seahawks-Cardinals game. Tune into the game and see if your player scores the first or last touchdown. If they do score first or last, you'll win your bet and share of the $2 million jackpot. Just hit FanDuel.com/Bussin for more information. This is the weekend recap. This is you're seeing this right now. We're going over college football. We're going over NFL, and we'll also be doing TierTalk, #TierTalk with questions, concerns, or just comments in general over the football weekend that you'd like us to talk about. Bussin Bowl happened. Michigan won the game. We'll get into that game, how we both feel about the game, because I'm sure there's a lot of things on Nebraska side they'd be like, we're really happy about this. And there's a lot of things on Michigan side that you can be like, yeah, we got to be better in X, Y, and Z. However, the game ended up Michigan 30, Nebraska 27. And the only question I have for my co-host is, Will, who won the 1997 national championship?
The Michigan Wolverines.
That's right. That is right.
No.
Oh my God.
As you guys know, we decided to increase the stakes with our friends over at FanDuel, and we will be making a donation with FanDuel to Taylor's charity of choice.
That is correct.
And since the Wolverines reign victorious, we've decided to donate to Tennessee Local Food and Goodwill Industries of Greater Detroit. Tennessee Local Food is an organization that supports Tennessee's local food networks through education, resources, and connections. And Goodwill Industries of Greater Detroit is an organization that offers financial literacy as a part of their Surge Center, assisting individuals who need additional coaching to ensure they can stay on track and manage personal and professional changes. Thanks to our friends at FanDuel for making this donation with us.
Floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah, look, I got a bald head. It's I can feel the nice little breeze. All the hand placement that goes around my head is an interesting feeling because you feel the cooling sensation. But yeah, man, we got beat. 30-27.
Before we go into the game, what was the conversation like with your family, with your wife?
Charles wanted me to back out. She's like, we got family photos coming up in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. Did she know about the bet beforehand?
She knew through our content.
Oh, you didn't sit at the dinner table and go, hey, just so you know.
No.
Okay. All right.
No. And so.
But she knew before the game took place that you made this bet. Or this bet was on the table.
Yes. The night before when we were talking about it, yeah. She understood what was at stake. And I'm like, sweetheart, don't even worry about it. I'm not losing this hair. And yeah, after like yesterday, she was like, you can just back out. You just don't have to do it. I'm like, sweetheart, I know, but I made a bet. I got to keep that bet.
Got to keep that promise.
Got to keep that bet. She's like, I feel like you're only doing it because of the shame you'd face on the internet. I'm like, sweetheart, I made a bet. I lost the bet. I got to shave my head. It's coming off tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's coming off tomorrow morning.
It's a good lesson for you to teach your wife.
Yeah.
And a great lesson that your kids will see. Yeah, they might not recognize you. Rue might cry. But she'll know that her dad's a man of his word.
Yeah.
And that's what's most important.
You keep your bets in this house.
You keep your bets.
You got to pay your debts.
No doubt.
The wife, she might end up liking it. I do
I
feel like with this new
it.
ball look, I've got a couple minutes of extra stamina brewing. And I mean, I just feel like you just get some little extra juice in the system.
Yeah. You've dropped like 3% body fat since you got that haircut. Like you look tighter, more put together. Do you want to talk about the game?
Yeah, we can talk about the game.
Also, shout out Sonny for these shoes. Michigan gave me these dunks.
Shout out Sonny.
Shout out Sonny in general. Even when
I
I went into the locker room, he had a little, like a backpack, one of those little baggies.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, don't even worry, there's not even a Michigan emblem in this bag. He's like, I just wanted to give you something.
I mean, Sonny's the man, dude. Bro. He really is awesome. He always thinks of the boys. We hold up that shirt that I wanted you to wear for the show.
Yeah.
Fully understand why you don't wear this, but right now there's a push.
I'll just say the only reason I don't want to wear this is it's just this
True Classic.
I got. I brought out. I got True Classic. I got the chains back in action.
Yeah. You've changed. All you need is a cubic zirconium earring now.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be dialed one side only. But so Sonny gave me this. And this is Michigan's 1,015th win in program history. They put these stickers on the helmets when you get a win, big block, big catch, touchdowns, those types of things. And so there's a press for them to put the Bussin Bowl sticker on the helmets. And I hope they go through with that. That would be really cool. Because a big conversation in this was...
That would be sick.
Yeah, it would be sick. How do you make this this rivalry real? How do you make this trophy game real? And the most simple answer is Nebraska wins this game. Obviously, I'm torn... Because at some point, Nebraska does need to win this game for it to be an actual trophy game. But with all the stakes, how confident I was in my team, how confident Will was in his team, it couldn't be this time. But if they were to put the stickers, put it on the helmet, it's like, okay, that makes it feel a little more real. Because it's like, the helmet, the sticker, the bus, the whole thing, that fires me up quite a bit.
And just think about it too, like growing up, obviously the Buckeyes have it with their stickers.
Yeah.
And, but just knowing that Michigan does these stickers on the helmet, it's just cool that like, Bussin' with the boys
is on
that Michigan helmet.
Yeah, that's awesome because it is. I mean, people love to hate Michigan, but that helmet, the tradition that comes in the helmet is just so awesome. The game itself, Will, I'll let you have the floor. It was, listen, I like to think that we handled ourselves game day.
Yeah.
Classy.
Yeah, we were classy.
Yeah.
We were classy.
We understood what was going on. There was a level of respect.
Both wanted to win.
I think during the game, there's a couple times I walked away. I was like, "You guys got to do this." Like, I'm also like watching the game unfold and like, if you guys do X, Y, and Z, I feel like you'll have more success. I did that like a third time, and like towards like the third quarter, and I could tell Will was not receptive. And then so I turned to him and go, "I'm sorry," because at the same time, I'm like trying to. I feel the game, and I'm like, I know that I have this really strong feeling that Michigan's going to be able to pull it out and pull through, and I feel like. I don't know if you felt, but like maybe you kind of felt it getting away from you a little bit as the game went on.
Yeah. There was those moments, especially in the second half. It's just like you can't get gashed in a run like that.
Yeah,
like you got to get the run fits right. Some of it's schematic, some of it's hey, just get it. You have a play to be made. Like don't feel the moment around you, be the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And too many chunk plays, too many big plays. Thought they came out, especially in those first couple of series where you go for it on 4th and 2 and don't get it. Your boy loves it. Like, I want the 3.
Love points.
Give me the 3.
Love points.
Notre Dame, Ohio State a couple years ago.
Right. Which is exactly what you said to me on the field.
Yeah. And then the second time around, you miss a field goal, and it's like, man, those are good opportunities just to get on the board and get out front because we're moving the ball well. Getting, having the sack on third down. Was it a 3 and out the first drive?
Yeah, we were backed up quite a bit. I mean,
it was a good game, man. I hated that we were giving up those explosive plays. There were times where it's like Michigan was out physicaling us at the line of scrimmage. I want to say we gave up 34 pressures on the day as an offensive line. Because you think about, we give up 7 sacks, you give up 34 pressures. You look at the stats after the game, and it's like Dylan still threw for 300 plus yards. Which it just didn't feel like it in the game as you're watching the game.
Yeah.
Because
did you watch Pate's thing on Sunday?
I watched his. I listened to the part where he was just talking about Lincoln.
Same. Okay, I just watched the Michigan-Nebraska part, and that was his thing where like the stat line. You watched Dylan, and throughout the game, you're like, he threw for how much? Because there was like
yeah. And, man, what else was there? And just like, there was at times where you felt like Michigan could have pulled away and Nebraska took advantage of bad football being played, which is what you want to see. It's like 30-27, it didn't feel as close as it was, but I loved how the boys, any chance that they had to get back in the game, it was happening. And then when you had the opportunity at the end of the game, like we were still there. And then you get them into, we got you guys into 3 third and long situations to where you guys end up converting. One, we're mugged up, we zone out, and it's an inside zone, and they get us, they get a big first down. One's a screen, and Buddy is right there to make the play and blow it up, and he just doesn't make the play. To where it's like you get them on the field, and you might, again, it would have been a drive with no timeouts or something like that. But again, you're still in the situation. You're still in position to win the game. Love the fight. Listen, it's gonna suck to sit in this for a bye week, but you gotta hope we rain hell on the Michigan State Spartans.
Just keeping on the subject of Nebraska, like there were multiple times in that game that we all looked at it ourselves. Like I looked at the boys and I was like, this is where Michigan starts to pull away. And I think Nebraska teams of the past let that happen.
1,000,000,000%.
And as much as like you see kind of the Husker fan base kind of going nuclear about this is Nebraska, this is what we do. Like respectfully and like unbiasedly, Nebraska is a more talented football team at this point. That is just the reality. And it's not like meant to be disrespectful. It is just what it is. We won the trenches area. But like even through 34 pressures, seven sacks, at the end of the game, you're doing an onside kick with an opportunity. Like it's a 3-point game. And Nebraska having the ability to go down and do that. Raiola, who's under pressure all game long, doesn't have time to breathe or anything like that, still completing 71% of his passes. Massive. Like the first drive, he's got 3 guys on him. 44 is in protection, breaks off a little bit. No one's got him anymore in protection. He has the wherewithal to get out of that, throw it to him, and get an explosive play down the field. Otherwise, that drive is dead. That's the first drive. They throw a pick. He throws a pick, comes out the next.
Tough pick and great. That was a great. I want to say they were sitting in cover 2, but great play by the corner.
Yeah,
because even when you watch that play from the side, it's like he's kind of giving him a look like he was going to go in maybe with the one receiver, and he just jumps on that out route. Tough pick, and then you get the QB draw where Bryce hits his head on the goalpost the next play.
Yeah, and it's like, as a Michigan fan, I look at that and I'm like, okay, you see the talent on the field, but like if you're gonna play Ohio State or Penn State, or Oregon, these other teams that maybe are at the same caliber level from a talent standpoint. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade at Nebraska. It's just kind of where we're at right now. It's like if you don't call timeout on 4th down and right before the end of the half, and you're going to get taken advantage of like that. Nebraska played the ball great. That Hail Mary, it was a very impressive play. But don't put yourself in that position. If it's 4th and 17, don't do a taunting because that's a 3 and out that ended up leading to 3 points. And there's also a lot of things in the field you see, like the interception, like Hill, number 20, like he keeps his footing, he catches that ball clean. That's a 6, right? So there's a lot of things you look at from a Michigan standpoint and be like, hey boys, this is where we got to get better. But from like Nebraska, environment, rule, I thought the players, like before the game, one kid like walked by me and said, fuck you. And I'm like, what'd you say? And he goes, you heard me. And it was a little boy. He was like, I don't know. He was a little white kid. There was like 4 big offensive linemen around him. And I'm like, all right. And one offensive lineman came and checked me. Like, you want to be on our field goal team during spring? And you don't want to, like, all of a sudden you're riding Michigan? I'm like, buddy, I went here. I went to this school. He goes, nah, man, you want to be, like, you could see, like, Nebraska was taking it personal. Fan bases were coming at my head. And it was awesome. I walked by the student section without Will around. Like, a little small group of them see me. They start booing the shit out of me. And then I got the whole student section booing me loudly. And then goes into a chant that we want Will. And then Will ends up coming over, gets in the student section. Like, there's an energy in Nebraska. And if you're in Nebraska, it's like, bro, you guys are there. You guys are there. And this is one loss, right? Like Raiola, stud. Like, you just got to figure out a way to not average 1.4 yards per carry on the ground. And you've got to protect your offensive line. You can't take that much pressure and not start moving the pocket, throwing picks and stuff like that. And on the Michigan side, for me, it's like there's a lot of drop balls out there that you see and you're like, man, if we had this one, that'd have been awesome. And then there's a couple like a lot of grass, kind of a little dump. He doesn't catch it. One in the back of the end zone hits him right in the hands, doesn't catch it. And it's like those are the little things we need for us personally to take that next step to where we were a couple of years ago, where it's like, hey, this is a team that can't count them out no matter what. So I thought it was a great game. I thought it was great. I thought the fan base was awesome. It just, I'm happy to be sitting on this side.
We'll see you in the Big Ten Championship.
I think your schedule got a little harder.
We can play with anybody.
Yeah.
You just got to clean some things up. You got to fix the line of scrimmage. You got to have it's going to be a hard couple weeks for those boys, which is a good thing. And then yeah, you just got to clean up some stuff on the run defensive side. You got to clean up some stuff. But as far as effort goes, and again, it's like how did you talk about Dylan's 300 yards. Oh, how did he come up with 300 yards? How are we in the game? It's like, again, the history of the Huskers, that's not a close game.
Yeah.
You end up not, you have like the 3 and out, but then, Buddy gets a penalty and you go down and get 3 out of it. Would have loved to have seen 7 if my man didn't step out of the back of the end zone.
Right.
But losses teach you the best lessons. I think this team will bounce back big time. And you got Michigan State at home. You go on the road at Maryland, which Maryland is spicy.
Yeah.
It just seems
they just beat the shit out of Wisconsin.
You go at Minnesota versus Northwestern at home, have USC at home, go on the road to UCLA, at Penn State, and then you have Iowa.
Yeah. And if you're looking at this and let's just chalk Penn State up at Penn State, it's gonna be a very difficult game. So let's just say a loss. 10-2.
Yeah, I mean everything we want. Is
Everything.
still out there for us to
11-1's
go
in front of your face right now. If you want it, it's just getting it done, man. Getting it done. Go ahead, Sherm.
Would a rematch in the Big Ten championship count as a Bussin Bowl game?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted
if
to
we
get that
played the Big Ten championship and Nebraska won that game, they would get the trophy.
If there was a world where we played in preseason, we scrimmaged in the springtime. That's the Bussin Bowl.
Every sport from here on out.
We just sit our guys. And Rule's like, let's go get this one. Hey, Darrell, you're out there. Johnson, you're out there. Get out there, boys.
The mini Bussin trophy sits in Lincoln.
It does. That pisses me off.
Our equipment team, they had a Bussin Bowl. The equipment teams played each other the night before, and Nebraska took that one home. They had
a night game. Y'all might have won the real one too.
Yeah.
The equipment guys too. I don't know the score of that game, but it sounded like it was a shellacking.
18-8.
Okay. All right.
Double digit.
2-score ball game.
Yeah.
Husker power.
Yeah.
Keeping it in the Big Ten, dude. On the locker room, college football locker room, I sat there and I was like, Brett Bielema, Illinois, they are going to handle business. Indiana, I'm not so sold on them. Indiana is putting themselves in that upper middle class version of the Big Ten right now, possibly being able to be a playoff team yet again. They beat the shit out of Illinois 63-10. Or sorry, Indiana. Illinois. I'm back. Their quarterback, 5 touchdowns. Like, dude. And now he's the Heisman. Mendoza, he's now the Heisman favorite. Like, I got to put that game film on and see what really happened. Because I'm looking at that game and it's like Illinois plus 5.5. I'm thinking about Brett Bielema. What's always on my mind? Brett Bielema, Wisconsin, 2012 Big Ten championship, because Will's always bringing it up. And I'm thinking this is going to happen in Champaign, where they just turn into that program.
It was that bad, bro.
It was impressive, man, to see that. That was, good for them. And neither one of our teams played them this year.
Yeah.
That's great.
I was just saying too, hey, when Nebraska went out to Indiana last year, Bloomington, on a sunny day, bro, they could work you. And that is what they did.
Yeah. It was a deal.
I think it's crazy too. He's the favorite. Mendoza's the favorite now with the Heisman. That is nuts to me.
Crazy. I haven't watched the Oklahoma Auburn game, but it seems like they were given a couple. Maybe John Mateer didn't have the best day.
Did you see that substitution?
I did not.
play?
No, I have not actually seen one snap at all from that game. I need to go back and watch it.
That was wild,
buddy.
Apparently, that was like,
you can't use this substitution to for deception, for like a trick play. And what they essentially did is he's coming off the field, but a receiver just sits down there at the bottom of the screen, so they think he's off, like it's a substitution. And so nobody lines up on him, and they just throw it out there to him. They get a touchdown.
It's like a trick play.
Nuts.
Trick play, like
field goal.
Yeah, he's just on the sideline, and they just kind of throw it
And
to him.
they counted it. It was good.
Yeah, but and then Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze was going crazy.
They were
on the
going
sideline.
ape shit, bro.
Really?
Because you can't do, like, in offensive and defensively, like, you can't manipulate the substitution rule for like a trick play.
Yeah. Yeah, that hey, get it how you live. Get it how you live.
I saw the question to John Mateer. It's like, what's the difference between you and Johnny Manziel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said,
Go to church.
I'm going to church tomorrow.
Did you hear Johnny Manziel on Nightcap?
I heard some clips, but not about in response to
Thought
this.
he had a very good response. I thought he had a great response.
What do you say?
Talks about how
See there?
he grew up going to church, and he's like, I see what he's doing, and good for him. It's like he's playing really good ball. Oklahoma's got an awesome football team. He's like, I think it, like from his perspective, he's like, all these years later, like just getting to still be in conversations about what I did on the football field.
Shows how much Johnny did in football.
Yeah, he's like, so that's cool, but a very humbling, very good perspective type of answer, and then giving John Mateer all the flowers.
He had
That's
some
hey,
good, there were other good clips from that podcast with Johnny.
hey, that's growth.
That is growth.
That's growth. It seems like Johnny's found himself a new layer of depth. He's really handling it well. He's getting in the world. Yeah, he knows balls. I'm sure he sits with himself a lot now because we had him on the bus and he sat there and told us, I have no regrets. And I remember sitting there just thinking to myself, buddy, you've got to, because he fumbled a serious situation that like you can never get back now. And for him to sit there and have the growth, not get triggered by John Mateer's comments, like he's going to be all right. And that's awesome to see because you always want, you want to work out for everybody.
You want to know what's going to be fun is this Red River rivalry coming up.
Yeah.
That is going to be
Arch Manning's
spicy.
finding himself in like a villain situation.
Last year was a blowout.
Who does Texas and Oklahoma have this week?
I'll find out.
Yeah, can you find that out?
While he's finding that out.
Yeah, that was so dumb.
Him standing over old buddy in the end zone?
Bro, it's a Sam Houston State. Like,
Listen,
there's a part of him
he's
he's trying to get his powers back.
Right, exactly. Like you gotta. You gotta. In his mind, he's like, I gotta get the weak to give me some power, so I can go haunt other people's dreams, more powerful people. And it's like I see it, and it's like I understand why he did it.
He probably looks back and is like, "Damn, that's not a good look."
I think he addressed it in his press conference too. They asked him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, my mom gave me an earful about it. Already gave me an earful." He's like, "That was probably a little overboard. Like, it was very uncharacteristic of what we believe Archer's character is." And at the end of the day, it's like
emotions take over.
Yeah, emotions take over. I'm sure, like if we're just in his head for a little bit, how loud the noise is. Heisman front runner at the beginning of the season, has a bad game against Ohio State, doesn't show a whole lot against Cupcakes. It's like he wants to get something going, and it's very difficult to like not show that fiery emotion when things are not going your way. Texas plays Florida and OU plays Kent State. I mean, it'd be a good test for honestly.
Is Florida a dead animal?
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
yeah.
but
Billy
they
Napier's
played
living
good
on borrowed
defense.
time right now.
They had good defense. Like, didn't Miami score late?
They'll be
Miami scored late. That was again another one. It's like being when we were just being at the Bussin Bowl, and then we didn't have Wi-Fi on the plane back. We weren't able just to keep up with everything that was going on, which that was kind of the hard part, which was the tough part because it's like when you see Maryland blow out Wisconsin, you see Mizzou and South Carolina playing, and you're wanting to watch that game. All these games going on, Auburn, Oklahoma, you're hearing about it, and you just can't check the clips and the highlights of everything happening. That was hard. And then you're like, Indiana's beating the shit out of Illinois.
Yeah, I wonder how.
Yeah,
like, how is this going down like this?
The end of the Memphis-Arkansas game was apparently
Memphis beating Arkansas.
Crazy,
yeah, man.
Because it was the Bussin Bowl while like that game was going on while that game was on.
That game that was kind of. Did you guys watch any of it, or were you able to watch any?
Which
of it?
game?
Yeah,
Memphis, Arkansas.
It sucks. Like exactly what Will's saying is like no Wi-Fi in the plane, and then you get home and it's like Sunday. It's like family until noon, and then you got to watch NFL.
And I'll tell you this too. I don't know how you felt, but I was exhausted.
Yeah.
When I got home, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like exhausted. I couldn't wait to go to bed.
I felt great. I was tired the next morning a little bit. But like my knee was hurting a little bit. My back was a little tight from standing on that fucking turf the whole time.
I'm sure all that pain would have been gone if it was if I was in the winning situation. But I was just exhausted.
Because I'm sitting there and like I remember sitting on the plane like trying to contain my own excitement because I could see you. I was literally sitting across from you.
I know. I thought you were going to sit back on the couch on the flight.
But at the same time, thinking to myself, thank fucking God we won that game.
I thought I was going to get to kick my legs up for the flight home. I'm trying to get comfy. He's like, hey, I'm just going to sit here for a second. I'm going to go.
And then we get a whole conversation with Pate. You're right.
Going back to the Memphis Arkansas game, there was a offensive pass interference or a defensive pass interference that like flipped the game. But like the DB, like he didn't turn around or anything, but the wide receiver like put his arms out and leveled the DB, and he caught the ball for a touchdown. But they called DPI rather than OPI, and it was like, how is this even allowed? Like it was one of the worst calls I've seen in a very long time.
Dude, DPI and OPI are so weird because it's like you teach the defender, like you save yourself by turning back to the football. anytime your back is away, like towards the receiver and not the ball, like a lot of times you're going to get called. And then a receiver, it's like if it's a shorter throw, you got to come back into the guy to make it feel like something. So, yeah, that sucks. I want to see that play for sure because, I mean, I thought the Razorbacks were going to kind of be a little something this year.
I bet on Arkansas, yeah.
They looked good in both of their losses these last 2 weeks, but, I mean, the offense looks good. Looks good.
What happened to Baylor?
Just
ASU.
Arizona
That's
State.
what happened to Baylor.
ASU and Baylor just cannot stop the run. We cannot stop the run.
And that running back, I think he's like 7 or 8 in the nation in rushing right now.
Yeah.
At like 400 something yards. Like he's a stud, that Brown kid.
And we pack the box. It doesn't matter. Can't stop the run.
Right.
We can score points. Our quarterback is great. And we fought to get back and tie the game with like a minute left. And then ASU just handed the ball off.
Damn.
And got the game-winning field goal. So it's all right. It stings.
It stings, but it's also like, as I guess an ASU fan, I'm like, hey, good for them getting back on track.
Yeah.
Because everyone, as soon as Mississippi State game happened, everyone's like kind of like, all right, we're done with ASU. Like, let's just move on immediately.
I got more scared. As soon as I saw that game, I saw that we were up next on their schedule. I went, fuck. Because they're going to come back with.
They should have won that game too.
They
should have beat Mississippi State and they go in fucking 0 again.
Yeah.
So I know we already broke that down. JP, I'd like to get your comments on Clemson versus Syracuse. Clemson loses 34-21 to Fran Brown and the boys up in the Northeast.
Fran Brown, I tried talking about earlier in the year.
You did.
They got fined
For what?
For injuries, for faking injuries.
Syracuse did?
Yeah, $25,000.
Smart.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whatever it was, probably smart.
which was poor move by Cade, like because Syracuse wiped him. And in Cade's press conference after, he like immediately brings up the injuries, and it's like, dude, you can't point the finger if you lose by that much. It sucks because normally this would be awesome, but we've lost every single week. Clemson has lost. So, but what I will say, Dabo, you see him like crying on the field and everything.
I did. He did it a couple times. Didn't he get emotional in the?
Yeah.
You saw that coming too with his press conference earlier in the week.
But dude, I'm telling you, if Clemson fires him, which I don't think they will because he has a massive buyout, but if they fire him, it will send them back 30 years with their program.
You know, a similar comment to that was Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave was on Big Noon Kickoff saying the same thing. Like, you forget.
Dude.
Like, the standard for Clemson is very high because of the success they've had in the last 10 years, but you forget where you're at before that.
Yeah.
No one
Exactly.
talks about it. No one cared about Clemson.
Exactly.
Dabo
dude.
brought you back.
And the roster is good, so he's truly one coordinator hire away from like Clemson being good again. But the fans are fed up. And
Up. He doesn't help himself when
He doesn't.
He has those quotes of like, why is our standard? Why don't you compare our standard to people who don't win nothing? It's like, bro, because you have a standard.
Exactly.
You're in that category. You're in the tier 1 category because
Right.
you are a top dog.
He's the only national championship coach that plays a victim card.
yeah.
It's like, dude, you won 2. Yeah.
Got 2 of them.
You won 2. Like, you should be full ownership, full accountability.
There will be
and
a statue
Screw
of
what
you.
anybody says because you're so confident in everything you've done.
Right.
He doesn't seem confident in the things he's done, and I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
you're ruining your tenure. But
It's this you see press conferences and the way head coaches like handle those things, and on one side of the coin you have the victim, or why are we getting what about the standard, the teams, there's so many teams out there who hadn't won anything,
Right.
yada yada yada, and then you see it's like a Coach Ben Johnson for the Bears where he's calling out his team. We're not practicing like a championship football team right now.
Right.
That's why you're seeing the product that we have, to where you're kind of pressing the culture and the process and everything else, because that's how psychotic you should be about what your standard is.
Right.
right.
And he doesn't seem to do that.
He
I
doesn't.
get the, hey, you want to fire me? I'll go win somewhere else. Like if you feel the pressure and you kind of address that. But when
Right.
you're talking about, hey, you're losing, you don't want to go to, why are you so hard on me when there's a bunch of programs out of here who don't win a lot? It's like, bro, because
Right.
you are a winner.
And your roster
you
is
put
stacked.
yourself in the position
Stacked.
to be judged.
Right.
You don't hit the portal because to you it's culture, it's building. Now you have your loaded roster of recruits that you have that are all juniors and seniors. Like this
Right.
is the veteran football team that you want to sit here with Cade Klubnik at the helm. Like
Yeah.
this is the roster. You
Right.
got the roster.
And at the beginning of the year, everyone's just like, this team, they're a national championship caliber team. Their offensive line, their defense, they're going to be nasty. Like, no one saw this coming.
No one saw it coming. And,
No, dude. Yeah.
except for me and Cade.
Yeah.
I thought Cade was going to play better in ACC play, but now I feel for him. Like, I hate Clemson, but I don't like to see kids just get bashed in the media.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's in his head now. And it's like, oh man, you hate to see it get even worse for him. Except for us, I hope he has one completion.
You calling Clemson being bad this year, you to Clemson is like Will to the Chiefs.
Right.
Like eventually you're gonna be right.
One day I'll be right.
Yeah, and like 2025, you guys are both right.
Yeah,
both right.
The only other thing on the negativity stuff with like Dabo, how he's handled himself in the press conferences, fans too. Like, I think it's just such a weak way out. Like when your team's doing bad to just start like turning against everyone else. It's like a coward move. But it's way harder to remain optimistic, like trust the process, but that's what it takes to succeed. Yeah. And everybody hates the hard way.
Yeah. So some of the things
is the way.
Some of the things that Dabo is saying, it's what I envision when Will talks about towards the end of Bo Pelini. Was Bo handling it the same way as Dabo was when it was like kind of coming to an end? Because
not in the victim way, but in the fuck you want to fire me? I'm standing right here.
Yeah.
Fire me in my face.
Yeah,
yeah,
like with Bo, it wasn't this. It's like using this victim card. Bo is almost like facing off against everybody else for us, to where you're ready. You want to get out there and put a product in the field for Coach Bo. Bo just had like we're sitting. He get it to where it felt like you're sitting across the table from him, whether it's the fan base, national media. But it wasn't like why is our standard this and that?
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't the why us. There were no tears. There's no crying. Bo Pelini, there were no tears.
Right.
He's taking his hat off. He's got photos out there where it seems like he's swinging a hat trying to hit a referee.
The crazy
that's
part
the
about
Youngstown Mafia. That's Bo Pelini.
Youngstown, Ohio.
That's the Youngstown,
Forever will be underrated.
The crazy part about Bo Pelini's firing, just looking back retroactively, is the record. Never lost. Or like he never went
that's
under
what
9 games.
That's what people are saying. If you get into this world of firing Dabo, you're going to set a program back, because it's like you look back on it. We lost games we should not have lost. And then when we were on the big stage, the Big Ten championship that I recall a lot, is like we would get blown out to where it felt embarrassing. Right. So that's what ultimately pushed him out. And then you see what happened after that. Because you had a really good head coach who understood culture, who understood all these things. Yeah. That's what you'd be doing if you're Clemson, the firing Dabo. Like, yes, they are off to a terrible start. Yeah, we're starting his career there. But you look at what he's done, and it's like, bro, it's the grass ain't always greener.
Imagine where, and I do believe Rule is the guy. Like, I think Nebraska's on a fast track to becoming a prominent program again. But imagine where Nebraska would be if Bo just stayed.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go through those other two before you had to go find another guy.
Dynasty.
Yeah, we'd have a dynasty.
He used to be the Chiefs of college football.
That's what I mean. It's like for certain programs and certain coaches, like for Dabo, it's like the famous quote of, you can't think in days, you have to think in decades.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you going to let this one bad season? It's like Florida State last year. They wanted Mike Norvell gone. Now this year, Florida State is one of the better teams, and it's like
one of the better teams.
Yo, Florida State might be the team.
You're a hire or two away from the whole thing turning around. As long as you got the talent on the roster, you feel good about the talent.
And it's like the noise to Dabo is like, it could just truly be noise. Like the fans could be mad, and if he just handles it differently, it could go away quickly. Even if they don't win a game the rest of the year, it's like, we fucked up, but like, hey, let me just show you this resume real quick. Culture is going to figure this out. The next year goes the same way, then you got to get him out of there. But it's tough, man.
What's going on in South Carolina?
Whole lot of bad tackling.
Oh,
we had, I think, a grade of 45 on our tackling. We didn't get to watch the game. The first text I see on the plane was my mom saying, "Horrible game, nothing to be positive about." That was before I even saw the score.
Oh.
And my mom is the opposite of me when we watch a game. Like, we could be winning 21-0 and have a bad play. She'll be, why do they do that? I'm like, Mom, you gotta relax. But it's the tackling, dude. The tackling and the penalties. I think we had 18 penalties and still only lost by whatever it was, 9 points. So it's frustrating because it's like, can you just clean up half of it? And then you can find some wins.
Yeah.
Receivers are starting to show some promise, the younger guys, but it's all the little crap. Of just
and you rewatched the game?
Yeah, just like not the full entire thing, but like the
recap,
key moments.
the highlight.
Yeah.
How was the offensive line in those recaps you saw?
Yeah, I guess I forgot to mention we had negative like 20 rushing yards.
So
on the
not
game.
great.
Yeah, bad.
Not great.
Yeah, negative 20 rushing yards, 18 penalties, all these things, and lost by. And we were winning going into the fourth quarter. Right. Which is just, in my head, I'm like, okay, we're that close. Like, if you fix one of these things, we're winning these games.
Right.
And so it's tough though. Like, but it's the same thing. You gotta trust the culture. Like, you can't just lose your head, and you just gotta trust Beamer has the locker room still fired up.
Yeah.
You make October magic. Everybody forgets about September.
We sat on the locker room with Josh Pate, and we were talking about the Utah-Texas Tech game. And Josh was like, wouldn't it be awesome if one of these teams blow out the other? So it gives like the Big 12 more of a, hey, this is our team possibly. Well, it happened this week. Texas Tech won 34-10 versus Utah, and they did it in, 3 quarters with their backup quarterback?
Backup quarterback.
And so do we believe in Texas Tech now is a question. Is Texas Tech a contender? Are they the obvious Big 12 team? Are they going to do anything in the playoffs? And you're a Big 12 guy, Sean. That's why I'm kind of looking at you.
The thing that I will say about Texas Tech that they have never really had before is a defensive line, and Texas Tech has always been able to put up points. Their wide receivers are scary. Their backup quarterbacks putting up numbies. Like, offense looks great, but their defense looks really strong. And a lot of people were talking about that Utah quarterback going into the game. They had that guy in a blender the entire game. I can't remember his name to save my life. Dampier. Yeah. Was playing super solid going into that game, and then he just looked lost against Tech.
Yeah, I mean, he is their best player. He leads every game in passing and rushing for them.
Oh, yeah.
Very salty player.
And Tech's defensive front is just strong this year. Their linebackers are swarming. Utah could not do anything offensively. And so that's what scares me about Tech, because let's say a team like Iowa State, a team like Baylor, that can put up points. But do they have that defense? And I don't think they do. And I think you need that going into the playoffs and playing some of these SEC teams that, like we saw with Auburn versus Baylor, they threw the ball 9 times.
You're going to need it against any of these teams that come out of the Power 4 conferences. Yeah. It's like ACC, they're top guys with Miami and Florida State, Georgia Tech, I know is in the conversation being up there. Like, you're going to need as much of a complete team as possible, because it's not going to just be shootouts all the time. Yeah. You got Big Ten with like Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan and Nebraska. Then in the SEC, you got what? You got Georgia, you got Tennessee, potentially Bama. Who else in the SEC? Vandy.
Missouri.
Put up 70 points. Missouri.
Yeah.
And
Vandy
Texas
might
Tech,
be it.
Vandy
might
really
be
good.
the team.
They look really good.
And I just keep going back
Georgia State.
to that conversation I had with Cade, where he's like, if we win the national championship, you got to take the offensive line and Diego to Vegas.
Did you say yes?
Yeah, I said yes.
Their LSU game will be massive.
I looked at him in the eyes. I said, buddy, I have a lot of respect for you, and I've been where you're at, of like seeing your team and believing. I was like, I'm telling you from the outside perspective, you don't have the team to win a national championship.
He told everyone that right after, too.
I'm sure.
Is that who they play this week,
I said,
JP?
buddy, you guys just, I love you.
Your photo's in the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. G said my
here.
photo's in the locker room, and it's like,
here, Auburn's here.
And I think LSU game's this week, though.
like, thank
I'm
God
about
I
to be
won
in there.
that Michigan bet, because I'm going to have to pay. That's a lot of money to pay for those boys to go to Vegas.
And their schedule is nuts.
They have a hard.
Their schedule is hard.
How are you feeling about Michigan for the rest of the year?
I went back and looked at their schedule. I feel very strong about a 10-win season. I think like Maryland's on the schedule. That looks pretty spicy. I think we're going to learn a lot about them in a few weeks when they go to USC, because they have to go on the road again.
Oh yeah,
USC seems to have California. Like they have a lot of like potential in there. But for me, it's like I love to see the passing game, and I feel like we're still. Pikel had a great take on this. Like, I think we're still seeing like 60 to 75% of what Michigan could be, what it really is. They're still like figuring out who they are. Obviously, they're a very run dominant team. They're good at running the ball. They do a great job of like basically holding the control of the game on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. But I personally, I would love like seeing Bryce in the flashes. Like I don't think I've ever been so excited to watch a college football player, and I'm just waiting for that game where it's like he's just dicing them up from from a throwing standpoint. That's what gets me excited. So the result of this year, I could definitely see 11-1, 10-2. A lot of things like we have to, like, our gameplay has to get better. But like just taking this game like on the road, like you leave a lot of points on the board. You give up a lot of points to just bad football and bad game management and certain situations that can all be corrected. You don't have your head coach. So there's a lot of things you look at and be like, okay, no, this is not being rude. They're not trying to be like, that game's a lot closer than it should have been. And if we clean up these things, it's how the score should have been. You know what I'm saying? So we got a bye week. Great. You got Wisconsin at home, which is awesome. But then you go on the road to USC. I'm hoping when you're in almost the middle of Spooktober, you're sitting there and you watch them play against USC and be like, that's the team. Because you see against Central Michigan, you did a team that's on the rise, Nebraska. Like you go and handle the game, you win the game, but you dominate in a fashion that's like, okay, if you take that away, what do we have? So if I could see a more well-rounded offense, that's what I'll like be like, hey, maybe this year is the year. Because I think the difference between you could speak for yourself, but just put the game of the Michigan, Nebraska. Like everyone in Nebraska is like year 3 rule. This is the year. This is where we completely turn it around and go. Like to me, it's like I love the foundation that Michigan's at right now, and I love where they could be, in the very near future. Like I think this portal year is going to be so important about like know what your issues are and just attack it. Like you have the fund, you have the money. You're getting $50,000 from Bussin. Like that's a kicker. Get you a kicker, right, hey, babe? That's for you boys right there.
Y'all got a kicker.
We got to get.
That guy is crazy.
He's banging that one in from deep. I was like, my God.
I saw him too. Before the game, I go, best player on the team. He's like, stop. Like, bro, I'm serious. Like, you are elite. It's unbelievable. But he'll be in the NFL next year. So I just look at it. I'm like, bro, you could go and throw some crazy money around and get some elite wide receivers that might not be used the correct way right now. There's one in Texas.
Charge it to the game.
What year is was it Haynes or Justin?
He
Hayes?
is a junior.
He's a
He's
monster.
a
Hell of a player, bro.
Because I saw the Big Ten. He's leading the Big Ten by over 100 yards in rushing. And I was like, I wonder what it is nationally. He's 4 nationally. He's tied for 4th. And then there's like 2 smaller schools. One kid's got like 700 yards or something like that. But that kid is
a hell of a player.
He's incredible.
He's gone for over 100 every game and a touchdown.
Yeah, 100.
He's a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior. And I love that all the reports about this kid is like he's intentional about what he eats. He's intentional about his sleep. He's like a no-nonsense guy. Even in the locker room after the game, we're like, bro, you balled. He appreciate you. Like he's already thinking about recovery. The next thing, like that kid is a true pro. And then it's like, then you got Marshall, who's a 5-star who broke like a 70-yarder in that game. Like,
What year is he?
He is a sophomore, I believe.
That's great.
He's a sophomore. Like, so it makes you feel good. And then we just got the number 1 running back in this class coming in, something Hitter. I forget his first name.
All you need to know is his last name.
Yeah. But he's another kid you look at and in high school, you're like, fuck, we're doing it again. Like good running backs. And like this offensive line too, like Evan Link, the left tackle, he wasn't supposed to be the left tackle starter. It was Babalo who was going to be. He hurt his knee. They were really high on him. And he's done an amazing job. Like Crippen, the center, like after the game, we're seeing the locker room and they go, the best game you've ever played. Like you see that they're gaining confidence. It's so similar to last year. Like a lot of question marks on the offensive line. They drop one early, like they did against Texas last year. They did the same thing against Oklahoma. And you're like, oh, what is the offensive line? Well, they're just getting better and better. And arguably our best offensive lineman's been hurt for the last couple of games. So I'm to answer your question, as long-winded as I always am, I feel very strong about the season.
Yeah, I think you like if I was like observing and judging Michigan, you guys just need more consistency in your drives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you guys pop big ones, right? Like I could see, like if I'm on Nebraska's defense, like when I was with Tennessee and Dean Pease, he'd always come in and put together the explosive plays.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, these 5 runs right here came up with 200 yards.
Right.
And they talk in a way of like, you get this off the board, you play consistently in the run game, like we're in a much better position as a defense, but we can't give up the explosives. It's if you guys can put drives together and then get 3 or 7 out of these drives, and then you're you have that with popping the big ones, because I feel like it's like the offense felt like it gets stagnant at times, and a lot of it too is just dropping the ball.
I know.
You guys are good. You guys are solid along the line of scrimmage. You got a hell of a running back. You got a future superstar of a quarterback.
Right.
As long as he just continues to play his game, doesn't try to force the issue if he feels like he's in a moment where he's got to make a play and he'll kind of throw it up to the defense. He's really good, but again, it's like the talent on the outside. Just catch the ball.
I know. Well, I mean, yeah, you go back to the game, it's like number 9.
Defensively, it's just discipline.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of broken plays because of how much pressure was taking place. Like when we were getting to Raiola, he gets out, and at that point, like the perfect one is the first drive, like 44, like leaks out to the side. There's no one there because everyone's so far downfield at this point. So he's been in protection, and it's just like, yeah, you've got to do a couple of things. But I loved the defense. I thought the defense played incredible. I thought they did a lot of, like, watching Emmett Johnson the 3 weeks with you, Cincinnati game, you pop on to Akron or Houston Christian, you pop on those games. Like you watch Emmett Johnson, not one guy is making the tackle on him. He gets tripped up, then a guy comes in and saves the day. Yeah. And I thought Michigan did a great job in space, getting the guy to the ground. Whether it's 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, he's getting the guy to the ground, which I was really proud of. And then on the drop standpoint, you're right. Like Samaj, I loved him. And I loved his attitude before the game. I love him as a person. He just had 2 drops in this game, at least 2 drops. Goodwin, the number 9, in the back of the end zone early in the game. Like, that's a well-placed ball by Bryce. That should have been a touchdown right there. Donovan McCulley, number 1. He has that deep pass where they ended up calling it incomplete. They watch the replay, and everyone's on the sideline going, if he's wearing white cleats, that's a catch. And if it's called a catch, it's probably a catch. That's how, like, close it was. So you see it as a Michigan fan being like, bro, we're right there. Because you're right, there's a couple 3 and outs, and there's an explosive play. But then the fourth quarter, we go down, take 9 minutes off the clock, 12 plays, and have a couple good throws in there, sustain good drive, like just running the ball consistently. It's like, that's where we need to be. Like, go back to being the boa constrictor, where you just you just force teams to quit because they can't get the ball. And when they do, there's that defense on the other side that just goes nuts. Because as the game's unfolding, you look at the time of possession. Like Nebraska was like 25 minutes to like 15 at one point. Like it was.
Yeah. Nebraska dominated in the time possession because you guys would pop those fucking explosives. It's
right.
Like
they went down and got 3 or a touchdown, or Nebraska did. And you go to take a piss, you come back, Nebraska's got the ball again, and then we scored 7.
Yeah, I dig. Somebody wanted me to visit somebody on the fence.
Buddy.
I go and visit somebody on the fence and do the picture thing, and then I'll come back. They're like, hey, you don't want to see what just happened. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. And it's like, you look at, I might be a little pink, Will might be a little pink. It's like, we sat on the Michigan sideline because it was way less people.
Yeah.
And the other side shaded, and we're literally just not going over there because I don't believe, besides the 2 teams, there was anybody in that stadium that cared more about that game than you and I. I truly, and maybe even more than some of the players. Some of those guys were dressed, but they knew they weren't playing. Will and I were sitting there every single play going in. We got Greg Olsen. Let's fucking go.
What's up, boys?
How we doing, babe? In the car.
Sorry, I had to meet this Monday thing, man. I'm committed. Trust me, I'm committed to this segment. I look forward to it. My Mondays have been totally crazy. I had to fly to New York for a meeting, but I'm not missing this with the boys. So we're going to have to do it from the car today. Hopefully you can hear me good, and let's rip.
I love it, Greg. Well, listen, we're going to move past the fact that your flight didn't work out last week. You left the boys. It's all good because we're all about adversity around here, dude. We handle it. We take on the chin, and we keep moving forward. We keep moving forward. Talk to me about Eagles and Rams.
Hang on. Time out. Can I just open up my first question? I want to know how his team did when they came back from their little break.
This is the first game back. They had the bye week last week.
I know, but I want to know how is tempo? How was practice? Did they hit the field like you wanted to see him?
That's the most important thing.
Was it a down week? Did you have to correct them after the practice? Like, hey, we ain't coming out here just to fiddle our thumbs. Yeah. We need a sense of urgency.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think maybe the first practice returning last Monday, maybe we had to get on him a little bit just to get the blood flowing a little bit, get the juices going, get back in the groove. I thought Tuesday we had a really good day. Wednesday review, day before the game, we had a really good day. Wednesday night, did a nice video. We do it via Zoom, did a nice late night team video session, corrections from the week in practice. We record all of our practices, so we did a little team correction, did some game review stuff from former weeks to just clean everything up, and then I wouldn't say we played great. We played well. We won 20-0. Defense played really well. Team we played had some good players.
We're losing them.
Oh,
I would say we played well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, not great, is what you'll put on it.
Yeah, I want us to be more dominant. Like, I want us to be more assertive. It was only 6-0 at half. Couple turnovers. That's been a problem for us this year. We got to get cleaned up. But defensively, we played really well, which was exciting.
I love that.
Say that again, Mitch.
Greg, you played my buddy from college. You played his team this past week.
Oh, really? Nice.
What was the name of the team, Mitch?
I don't know what high school or middle school he works at.
What
He just
college?
So the program that we played, their high school team, so it's called Providence Day School. They're right up the road from us. To their credit, like, I give credit where credit's due. They've got a really good football program. Like, their high school is loaded. They produce a lot of really good college kids. If they're not the best team in the whole state, they're one of the top handful. They do a good job. So I give credit where credit's due. So it was a good win for us. They're a good football school. They take football serious, as do we. And it was a game that we wanted to win.
Is it too early in the process looking at these middle school kids? Because, testosterone's now finally getting into the body. You're seeing these kids develop. Are you looking at any of these kids on your roster going, this kid's D1? This kid's going the distance, possibly?
There's kids that have those qualities. Like, there's kids that have those, characteristics. What's so hard about the middle school is, these kids are 13, 14 years old. Some of the really big ones, and we don't have a ton of these on our team, but, like, as you look around the league, the really big, like, early bloomers, you ask yourself, like, all right, how much more are they going to grow? And then some of the other kids that are more on the early side, you say, hey, they've got a lot of good qualities. They're good players. How big are they going to get? So I think football is just so hard, because even if you have the skill sets, even if you show those qualities of being a good receiver, a good defensive back, as you guys know, so much of the game and opportunity at the higher level is just how big are you, how tall are you, how much do you weigh, how fast you run. And I think at 13, 14 years old, it's hard to predict for most of these kids what they're going to look like at 17.
Yeah. Yeah, we ran into that problem when I was playing for the Scottsdale Shockers. We had a kid named James Reyna. I have no idea what he's doing to this day. But he was about 5'6", 5'7", and he was like 8 years old. He was like a tall 8-year-old, and he could run the hell out of the rock. Fast forward to him being a senior in high school, he's the same height. So that you always got to be cautious about giving out a green flag. Hey, this kid's going to be the one. He's going to be the absolute one.
What is what's the scouting report we got on this upcoming game this week for you guys? What are the team keys to success?
So biggest focus today. So I'm literally on my way back to my airport, back to the airport to fly home to get back for practice. There's no days off, boys. You know the deal. So we got our first Monday. This will be our first practice back after last week's game. We give the kids the weekends off. We've gotten a little soft in today's middle school.
Yeah.
We should practice 7 days a week. But anyway, our biggest thing is we've got to clean up, like, our stuff. We've turned the ball over 6 times in 3 games.
6?
Too many. We've got to protect the ball. We got to get back to our basics. The one thing our kids do, and I've told you guys how much we value this, and our kids have answered the bell. We play extremely hard. Our kids play fast. They run to the ball. We tackle. We block. We finish. Like, all the things that we stress, we've done it. Our kids have really answered and done a good job. We need to play cleaner ball. We got to protect the ball, assignments. It's early in the year. They're young. All of our effort going forward these next couple weeks is going to be like, we got to clean up our ball. It doesn't matter who we play. It doesn't matter what they do. If we clean up the little stuff that we can control, we'll be hard to beat.
It's got to feel good sitting undefeated and knowing all the issues you have, and they're all internally fixable things. It's not a talent issue. Talk about 6 turnovers in 3 games. What is the total turnover margin you guys got going on in your team?
Yeah, so I'd say we're probably even. We forced 6. mix of fumbles and picks. So I think for the season we're even. The last time I ran the numbers, I think we're 6-6. So I feel pretty good defensively about taking the ball away. Offensively, got to have a little bit more focus in that area.
Now, when you're coaching these middle schoolers, Coach Greg Olsen, is this a situation to where you challenge the offensive players to carry a football around school hours, during school hours? This seems like a prime. I want to see you carrying the football anytime I see you.
Yeah.
Locker room, bathroom, doesn't matter, and guys are going to come trying to knock it out.
Yeah, it's like remember in the program.
Yeah.
You guys remember the movie The Program when he carried
yeah.
the ball around? They knocked it out in class and they started like a riot down the stairs recovering the fumble.
Yeah.
I feel like we might need to. I don't think our kids are ready for the program yet. You think we can watch the program with middle school kids?
I think so. I think this is a situation where you get your running backs and quarterback carrying the ball around, and they might see Luke Kuechly down the hall, and you better protect yourself because Coach Kuechly, he's going to get the ball out.
That's the biggest thing, is making sure that you and Coach Kuechly are at the school. I don't know how often you're inside those hallways, but if you could somehow dress down to look like a middle school kid and just kind of walk up and punch that thing out, you get that on video, put it in a team meeting, be like, boys, do you think this is how we're going to be successful? No, on the line. Everybody outside right now.
I'll be honest. I like it. I like it. I think you're onto something. Every once in a while, we used to say you got to slit a throat. Every once in a while, you got to slit a throat. You got to reset the standard. And I think carrying the ball around and then hiring people throughout the course of the day, like, can we get different teachers in on it? Can we get the administration at the school, the principal? Can we get them kind of come peanut punch, rip the backside point, make sure the front tips are higher than the back? Like, can we make sure we test them throughout the entire day going between math and science? And make sure there's a good cup the wrist when there's traffic. We get two hands on the ball. Yeah. Maybe no better way to do it than in the hallways. I think you're onto something.
It's got to be a whole team thing, especially when you're talking about how small your school is. We don't have a lot of kids in there. Not everybody just gets into that. Okay, teachers, administration, if you're going to be like that, then we got to make sure we're all kind of carrying the flag as making sure our football team is as good as possible. Because the standard is the standard. You guys have set one. Are we ready to move to the less important NFL?
We can move to the NFL. I do need a pregame speech from Coach Olsen being like, hey, gentlemen, every once in a while you got to slit somebody's throat. Yeah. This game's the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? I need that line in there with a bunch of middle schoolers.
And maybe, kick the parents out of the locker room. Yeah. Get out of there. Parents, take the juice boxes and the oranges. They'll get it when they earn it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can use that line. It's a Christian school. I think I get a few emails. We'll tone down the pregame speech. That's me and you. That's you and I kind of talking.
Okay, no one watches this show anyway. No one's gonna see that, so it's all good. It'll work out.
Like in the locker room, we got to be a little bit more age appropriate with our messaging. Sometimes I lose my mind a little bit. I'll be the first to admit, but I at least am trying.
Yes,
that's all that matters.
Which is all you can ask for. Well, let's get to the NFL.
Yeah, so the game you called was the Eagles and the Rams. Eagles end up winning that game 33-26. The score doesn't tell the story, right? Rams have 26 at half. They have 26 at the end of the game. And they hold the Eagles to 40 yards of offense in the first half? Like, give me your bird's eye view of how this whole game went down. And finally the Eagles just go, fuck it, let's take over.
Yeah, so I think it came down to two things. I think it came down to, in the first half, they asked Jalen Hurts and the offense to do virtually nothing in the passing game. And exactly why, I'm not exactly sure. I think the Rams had a chance to put the game away. They had multiple red zone trips, multiple field position advantage that they settled for field goals. At the final part of the game, they were 4 for 6 with field goals, obviously the last two being blocked by Philly, and obviously won the game. So settling for field goals, I thought was a huge issue. I thought a couple times they could have been more aggressive, couldn't put the game away. And then Philly in the second half put the ball in the hands of Jalen Hurts. He played really well. They settled down some protection issues after they lost Lane Johnson. They put in Fred Johnson, who was the second backup right tackle. So you factor he's the 4th right tackle on the team. did a really good job in the second half, settling them down in protection. And they started throwing the ball to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. And then obviously the two big men inside blocked 2 field goals on back-to-back possessions of the Rams. And they were able, like they've done now 19 out of 20 times in a row, they've found a way to win, even if they haven't played their best ball.
Yeah. Do you think that there should be any concern on the Rams side? Because I think from the NFC standpoint, like people looked at the Rams as like maybe a tier 2. And now as we get a little farther in the season, obviously the score didn't go the way they wanted, but you're watching the first half of that game and you're like, oh, are the Rams like number 2 to the Packers? Obviously the Packers dropped. We'll talk about that. But like, if you're the Rams, if you're Sean McVay, what is your message to the team at this point?
I think the Rams are pretty good.
Yeah.
I know yesterday's I think it's a tough loss, and I know they're flying back, to the West Coast, just gutted that they let that game slip away. But I think you take a step back and you say, for most of the game, we did exactly what we wanted to do. We didn't finish in the red zone, and they got stopped on a 4th down try. In the fourth quarter, they got stopped on a 4th and 1. They ran it right up the middle and didn't get it. So I think if you're the Rams, you're saying, I've got a great defense. I'm really good up front. For most of the game, we played well. And offensively, if even one of those red zone possessions, we don't settle for a field goal and we end up converting there inside the goal to go situation with a touchdown, we win the game. So I think early in the season, a coach like McVay is pulling out all the positives. He's pulling out all the good. And I think when you watch them, and we saw it unfold in live timing, like they're pretty good. They did a lot of really good things. They just have to find, if you're going to beat a team like Philly, you have to put them away early, because if you let them hang around, they've proven to be really hard to beat.
Right, especially being able to out-physical you in the second half. It's like if Philly, and last year it was Philly and the Lions, you get in the second half of that team, that offensive line, the physicality of the game, they'll start to lean on you and take over. What was your make? There's a clip going viral, I feel like right now, of Jalen Hurts' reaction after Philly blocks a field goal and they take it back to the house. Like, again, that kick right there, Rams make it. Number one, it's so sad for all the bettors out there as far as Rams
I actually bet on the Rams.
Rams, what was it, plus 2.5?
It was actually 3.5, so we were right there.
So no matter if you make the field goal or not, you're like, oh, Rams covered.
Yeah,
at
Rams,
least. They might win this game.
As money, baby.
And they just got one blocked the possession before. It's like, surely this isn't going to happen again.
Yeah.
They block it, take it back to the house. They lose the cover. But Jalen has this reaction, whether it's a stoic reaction or where he's not like celebratory. What do you make as somebody who played the game and you watch that reaction go down of a clip that's just going viral and everybody's having a take on it?
Yeah, I think that's what we've come to see from Jalen Hurts. He's not going to ride the emotions, good or bad, of the game. I think it's kind of part of his play style. I think it's what it's allowed him to weather what he has in his college career and the ups and downs he went through there and the adversity. And now obviously with what he's accomplished in the league, I think that even keel, he's never the biggest personality, and he's never, at the first half, he could have just packed it up and went home because they were struggling so bad. I think that's really one of his superpowers. So I don't ever expect him to show a lot of emotion. I don't think it's who he is. I don't think it's his style, and I respect him for it. I think that is such a good quality out of the leader, out of the quarterback. Things are going to go bad in the league. Things are going to go good. But just knowing that your quarterback is just always going to be the same guy, and you're never going to be able to tell the score based on his body language. I think we all wish we had a little bit more of us. I know that's not a strength of mine, but I'm impressed by Jalen and really just his whole demeanor and the way he's handled himself. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
When you're covering the game, like, do you feel like the Rams were able to expose something offensively with the Eagles? Like, when you watch the Eagles and you talk and people talk about how do you beat the Eagles? How do you make is it Jalen through the air? Is it making them one dimensional? Obviously, you want to stop the run with Saquon Barkley, but from your vantage point, what do you see when you watch the Eagles if you're an opponent watching their tape?
When the Eagles are at their best, which I think was the second half of yesterday, it was a combination of, you're always going to want to get the ball to Saquon, right? The run game is always going to be a key element anytime you're talking about a team, a running back that good, and obviously with the offensive line that Philly has. But I think when they go too heavy with Saquon and it becomes so overly run game, I think is when they get out of whack. So I think in the second half, it became a mix of Saquon, a lot more pass, a lot more play action, drop back stuff, get the ball to A.J. Brown one-on-one on the outside and test these corners, hit, Devontae Smith in the slot on a lot of these corner option routes, third down conversions, fourth down conversions like they did. And then I think activating Jalen Hurts as a designed runner. We've seen him, the first 2 games, especially, he didn't have a designed run call for him. It was all scramble and improv off of the pass, and he's super effective, super hard to get on the ground. Yesterday, we saw them start activate more quarterback designed runs. So you factor all of those aspects of the offense into the same game, and now you're a real challenge to beat both schematically, and then you look at all the positions, and you've got a lot of really good players. So that's why I said if I'm the Rams and the challenge that is this Philadelphia Eagles offense, I think defensively I feel pretty good. You just wish you can get one of those red zone possessions back, but they're a talented team with good coaching. They play situational ball as good, if not better, than everyone else, and that's why they're just hard to beat.
Yeah, I feel like the Rams, they are built in a way to match up against the Eagles really well because they have 2 elite wide receivers on the edge, and you brought this up during the game, is drive to drive in the first half. You see the offensive play calling change from a run standpoint. Like a lot of times the first drive, we're talking about a lot of outside zone. We're attacking the perimeter quite a bit. The next drive, the Eagles have made their adjustments. Now we're hitting you with gap scheme, inside zone stuff, and allowing the run game and the scheme to kind of play for them. So I think they match up well, and I hope we get to see them in the playoffs. Transitioning a little bit, well, not a little bit, to a different game. Bucs beat the Jets 29-27. Obviously, if you're the Buccaneers, you're 3-0, you feel good about it, but you just beat it. It was a close game with a Jets team that has a quarterback hurt. What do we have to say about Baker Mayfield at this point? He's got 3 game-winning drives in 3 games. He's won the division, 3 times now? 4 times? Like, are we ready to put Baker Mayfield in the prestigious generational talent category?
MVP conversation?
Oh, my God.
Tell you what, I don't know if you could feel better for a guy who's over. You're talking about adversity and dealing with stuff. I mean, what a job he has done. I mean, he was left for dead in the league, gets his opportunity to go to Tampa, post Tom Brady, fill those shoes, expectations. Todd Bowles takes over as the head coach, and all he has done is win. All he has done is find ways to lead that team. I think his energy, I think his play style is infectious. You just can't help but root for guys like Baker. And I think it's really a testament to how important fit and belief of the organization is for the quarterback position. I mean, we're seeing it with Daniel Jones right now. I mean, everyone wanted to throw him out of New York the last couple of years, and now all he's done is go get a fresh life, new birth in Indianapolis, and he looks like a different player. So fit is so important, a team believing in you, empowering you to be their leader. And that's what Todd Bowles, that's what Tampa has done with Baker. And I think he deserves all the credit that he's getting for the job he's done there. And I'm happy for him.
What else?
I
was kind of just in awe, thinking to myself,
hey, can I just say what's obvious? And I'm sure you guys have talked about it.
Go ahead.
Will, you have a great bald head.
Oh, thank you, Greg. Thank you.
Come on,
appreciate
babe.
Like,
that.
there's a lot of guys, like, I couldn't be like, I'm balding, but I couldn't be like a bald because I have a gigantic head. You have like a good shaped head to be bald.
Yeah, he really does. And they got Will popped
It's really
up
good.
just
I'm not
solo.
being a jerk. I'm being serious. I think you look really good.
No,
Yeah.
I believe you. I appreciate those words. I
Jawline
need 'em
got
in a time like
stronger.
this.
He looks tougher. Like I think he dropped 3% body fat.
I've
at the
gotten
time.
grittier all
That
of a sudden.
Yeah, he got grittier. What is the game plan if you ever do go bald, Greg? Are you gonna have fun with it for a little bit? Do the cul-de-sac? Are you just gonna bick it and move on? Are you gonna go to Turkey? Like, what's the move there?
Yeah, it's a great. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a question that I've had. This is a thought that I've worked through internally. You're putting me on the spot, but it's not the first time that I've had these thoughts. That's a great. I don't know. My concern is it's not like a vanity thing. Like I'm not a huge like worried about what I look like. I very rarely even comb my hair. I just don't know if I'd be a good bald guy because my head is so big. So like that would be a pretty jarring transition for me. Can we Can we plug it up? Can we get some implant? I don't know. I think all options right now are on the table. I just turned 40, and I don't know if I have a clear favorite right now, leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, turning 40 though, I feel like at this point it's like, it'll
like
probably
kinda,
thin more and more as you go. But by the time you're 60, it's like, do we really care anymore?
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
Knowing
it
you're
doesn't matter.
40 and you got that head of hair, whether or not it's fading or thinning, whatever it is, I feel like you're going to be pretty solid for the next decade.
And being
I'm
blonde.
hanging on.
Yeah.
I'm hanging on for dear life. I'm really good, like sides and back. You know, helmets, hats. Front gets a little abrasion there in the front. The follicles probably aren't as thick as they once were.
The follicles, man.
But it's a lot of helmets, a lot of days with the boys, grinding in camp. Probably lost a few follicles over the years.
Yeah.
You know how that goes. Although Taylor, you got great hair too.
Thank you. Yeah,
he does.
I got to
Yes.
give that love to
Generational hair.
Dave Lewan. My daddy's 62,
Great
63
hair.
years old, and his hair is just as thick as mine is to this day. And he's just a silver fox.
What
yeah.
what a gift.
We were at
What a gift.
ESPN this weekend, and it was the conversation. My father came up, and my hair, and I showed the makeup lady my father, and she said, "I would date your father right now." I said, "How old are you?" She goes, "I'm 45." I go, "That's Dave would probably call. He would call. He's full of TRT, Greg. Like that boy is after it right now. He's getting after it. Good for Dave. Shout out Dave Lewan.
Shout out Dave.
What is your biggest takeaway, or what do you think the biggest headline is coming out of the Browns beating the Packers? Is it more so Packers drank the Kool-Aid, this is kind of a trap game situation in college football and they got trapped, or you think it speaks more about what the Browns have going on defensively in Cleveland?
Yeah, so I'll be honest, I didn't catch the game. Obviously, I saw the box score and I saw the score. I was shocked, I'll be honest. I thought the Packers were rolling. They've looked really good through the first 2 weeks. I was that game and the Carolina-Atlanta game probably were my two biggest surprises, just outcome-wise. And then obviously the Carolina game, just you don't see a lot of NFL games 30-0, regardless of who the teams are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought I do agree with you. What Cleveland can do defensively and the dudes that they have up front and that system, they're going to give a lot of teams trouble. I just think it's a nature of the NFL. Like, I think the difference between the top tier and the bottom tier is very different than college football. It's very different to, where you just assume like, oh, these games are just easy to call. It seems like every week there's that one or two games that no matter how much you think you follow ball, no matter how much you think you understand about these teams, something always goes sideways. And I think that's the beauty of the NFL. It's why we all tune in. It's why we all talk about it all day, every day. And that's a huge win for Cleveland, just culturally, the belief within the locker room, like, hey, we can go toe-to-toe with anybody in this league. Now the key is, can we do this over and over and over again, which, of course, is what every team is chasing.
It's very interesting, too. Like, I feel like there's always 1 week in the year, possibly 2 weeks, where it's like everything kind of just gets fucked up in the NFL. Like, all the good teams, like the Packers, they just randomly drop one. You look at Panthers, Falcons, you already brought that up. It's like, you don't really know who's going to win the game. Everyone kind of, the public sits there and go, well, Falcons, Penix, Pitts, Bijan, like those guys are probably going to steamroll the Panthers.
Vikings beating the shit out of the Bengals.
Yeah, it's like you look at these games, you're like, these are supposed to be more competitive. And then even the Commanders and Raiders, like, I think the consensus was like, yeah, the Commanders will probably win this game, but not by that margin. And I feel like every so often in the football season, you always run into these wonky weeks. And I think we kind of have one of those. If I'm personally, just my opinion, if I'm the Packers, like, I'm not sweating this. Micah Parsons had a great take on this. He's like, we're a great team. And sometimes you shit the bed, and that's exactly what we did. We just shit the bed. Yeah. So they know what they have there. Yeah. Because that game, honestly, if I'm the Browns, and I'm like, okay, we have a defense that's essentially going to keep us in every single game. Why not go to Gabriel or Shador or kind of move on, just kind of see what you have a little bit? Because Flacco, I love Joe Cool. He's the man, and if they want to ride with him all season, I'm all about that train. But like, why not get a little spicy? You're offensively, you're not doing a whole lot. You're averaging like 15.2 points per game. Like, why not kind of throw it in there a little bit?
If they had an offense, they'd be a top tier team.
Yeah, and Judkins,
no doubt.
Judkins, he gets his first touchdown of his career. Like, they got a little like oh, this is what you need to see. Maybe we do throw a young cat in there, let him spin it, and have him fail forward.
And they have Jerry Judy, Cedric Tillman, like they have guys.
Yeah. So yeah, do you think they should bench Flacco?
I think coaches always struggle with that baton handoff, right? And then conventional wisdom, you say, all right, we're really good defensively. That's what every good young quarterback needs. And then I think sometimes these coaches go, well, let's just manage the offense and not make the defense's job any harder. And let's try to squeak out some of these, one-score games. Let's squeak out some of these games that are in the teens, right? We're both, holding our opponents under 20 every single week. Let's not throw picks. Let's not make mistakes. So I think that's the other side of it, but it's hard, right? It's a hard decision. When do you go to a young quarterback? Is that young quarterback ready? Is that quarterback walking into a environment that's good for not only the immediate success of the team, right? Like the Browns want to win now. They're not trying to win in 3 years and, Shador or Gabriel, whoever is the quarterback 2-3 years from now. They got to win now. They got to strike while Myles Garrett is still one of the best players in the league. And this defense is still as loaded as it is. So they've got to fit the balance between being good today and also being able to not stunt any growth and development of the future. And I think that's what all these coaches that go through these quarterback transitions, that's what keeps them up at night.
Yeah.
Looking at did you happen to catch the Bears-Cowboys game? Are you buying?
I caught half of it in flying home.
Are you buying the Bears offense and making a huge jump into week 2? I don't know how much you've gotten to break down the Dallas defense. I think they're absolutely atrocious. But what is your takeaway coming out of the Bears beating the Cowboys?
Yeah, so I think first off, you never apologize. And you guys, I'm not telling you guys something you don't know. You never apologize in the league for having a great game. You never apologize for seeing growth. It doesn't matter who you play against. Growth and development and improvement in the NFL is always going to be celebrated by everyone. So a win's a win. A great offensive performance is a great offensive performance. Having said that, my hedge is I did see this Dallas defense the week before win, but give up 40 to the Giants. And we've seen the Giants in pretty much all of their other games have very little success offensively. So you start asking yourself, were the Giants – now Russ was amazing in week 2 in that game. They should have won. They lost on the long field goal, Aubrey and all that. But that was a shootout in the and went to overtime in the fourth quarter. Both teams scored 40. It was an unbelievably offensive game. So I look back and I say, okay, now can the Giants follow up that performance against Dallas? Can they follow it up against Kansas City? Really good defense. They didn't score. And then you ask, all right, the Bears, okay, so they do it against Dallas. Let's see how the Bears do it next week. Can they follow up after playing the Cowboys and having all that, having more success? Can they follow it up again? So I think it's twofold. They got better. There's a lot to build on. I thought Caleb threw 3 touchdowns in the first half. And can they do that now as the season goes on? Because it seems like everyone's kind of having their way the last 2 weeks with Dallas's defense.
It's surprising to me, man. I know you were talking about watching Dallas the week before, but Taylor and I were watching that film together, and it's just surprising to me as a defensive guy to see just a lot of static alignment. You know exactly what coverage they're about to be in pre-snap. There's not a lot of disguise. When they are blitzing, it's like everybody's across the line of scrimmage. It's fascinating to me. And we're sitting there watching that game. I'm like, man, I wonder why the line is 1.5 against the Bears. Surely Dallas and Dak smoked the Bears. But then you watch the tape and you're like, oh, this Dallas defense is just not very good.
They're horrendous. It is. It's bad to see.
Yeah, they got to figure it out quick.
Right, because I sit there and I look at the Cowboys and I'm like, your offense, you can get it done. You can get it done and move the ball and take care of run it. You can throw it. I feel good about their offense, but when they go from the Giants game into the Bears game and they don't change anything, and I have to go back and really watch the film, but as you're watching that game live, it's they're not moving at all before the ball is snapped. They're doing the exact same thing they did last week. And if you're going to continue to be stubborn, if you're Eberflus and you're like, hey, this is my defense, this is what we're going to run, you're going to miss the playoffs and you're going to waste another year of Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb gets hurt. So now all you have is George Pickens. And so it's you need to, they're a very fragile franchise right now.
What I hate out of it is, the world's going to be coming at Dak Prescott in that offense.
Right. Because they scored 14 points. And it's the thing you take away from that game is hey, Bears fans, you should be excited about your defense, the way they stood up. Yeah. But, CD does get hurt. Chargers, beat the Broncos 23-20. Chargers go up in that game 10-0. Broncos answer 17 points unanswered. And then it's like, okay, what are we going to see out of Justin Herbert? And Justin Herbert shows that, there's a reason why people are starting to whisper top five quarterback. Were you able to watch that game at all?
I didn't see that game. I saw the highlights in the recap. And what I will say is, because I saw week one, I saw Herbert. We all watched that opening game. I'll tell you what, the job that Harbaugh has done with that team, the organization, all the dude does is win everywhere he goes at every level. And he has brought out the best in Justin Herbert. And physically, I don't think all of a sudden he taught him to throw better. He didn't make him taller and faster and stronger. There's something that Harbaugh does to his quarterbacks that makes them know he unequivocally just believes in them. He pours into them, and it shows. And I think since he's gotten there, there's a reason why we've seen the best of Justin Herbert, and we've seen him kind of now take his game to where everyone thought he could. And I think that's what we've seen Harbaugh do in his entire career, is get the best out of people, especially the quarterback position. So I don't have any intimate knowledge of that exact game or how it all went down. I saw highlights of it, but I think the Chargers are for real in the AFC. I mean, I think right now it's Bills, Ravens, Chiefs defensively are nasty. They got to just continue to find some more points on offense. But I think the Chargers are starting to approach that top tier group.
Yeah, I mean they've had three in division games in 3 weeks, and they're 3-0. I mean that says a lot. The thing you have to worry about if you're the Chargers is what do they want to do? They always want to run the football, and you lose Najee Harris to what seemed like an Achilles injury. I mean, he knew it right away. You see the slow-mo, you see the pop of the calf, and it's heartbreaking because his offseason, he has the 4th of July. But then Hampton, he comes in and he starts running the ball really well. Has his first touchdown, looks really good. And so I wonder if they go and trade for a running back, because at the end of the day, that's what they want to do, is they want to establish a strong run game. It's only going to help Herbert more. But I'm fired up about the Chargers, their offense, and Jesse Minter's defense. It just proves that Michigan never cheated.
There you go. All of that to say that. Got it.
Buddy. I mean, Jesse Minter is going to be a head coach in the NFL next year if they keep going the way they are right now. I mean, he's McDonald 2.0. It's very impressive to see.
Do you think? I have a question for you with the Vikings. Do you think if Carson is playing well, the Vikings end up in a weird conversation when J.J. McCarthy comes back? If the Vikings continue to win.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have the Vikings this week in Dublin. We're flying to Ireland on Thursday, so that'll be fun. So they play Pittsburgh. I think it's a great question. I think it's maybe a little early.
Premature,
I think it's a little early to have that conversation, but trust me, in his heart of hearts, I think Kevin O'Connell is at least preparing for that situation. And I think everyone there would love that to be the problem, right? You would love everyone dreams of your backup quarterback having to play due to injury and coming in and doing exactly what the backup quarterback's job, which is to keep this thing afloat and continue to keep us competitive and help us win games. He did more than that yesterday, obviously. He's a guy that's played for multiple different teams. He's had success in this league. He's been around a long time. But then the other side of that coin is quarterback controversy is hard. It's a storyline. It's something every team dreads. Do I think it's a no-brainer that if he's playing well and they're winning, that they just turn it right back to J.J. McCarthy? I don't think it's a no-brainer. Would it be tough to turn your back on your young quarterback who essentially is in his rookie year due to the lost year last year? I think it would be tough. I think it'd be hard on him. I think it'd be a setback developmentally. But the ultimate job of the head coach is to do what's in the best interest of the team to win right now. And this week will go a long way. Like week one as a backup, I always say, is like the easy week. You catch everybody a little off guard.
Yeah.
Now teams have seen you in this offense. You got to do it again before we start entering into all the hypothetical what ifs.
Yeah, I think if it keeps going well for Carson Wentz, what you need to do if you're Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings is just become the charity franchise and pay J.J. McCarthy $100 million. Be like, hey, get hurt. You can be our pseudo backup, and then bring first round picks in that haven't made it their other franchise and revamp their entire career. The Vikings can do a lot of charity work because it seems like anyone who comes in contact with Kevin O'Connell just gets better at football.
You look at Danny Dimes out in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I mean, is Daniel? Is he for real?
I've always liked Daniel. I've always thought he got a little bit of the short end of the stick. I think the New York market, understandably so, is a tough market. There's high expectations, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of scrutiny. He's a Charlotte kid. I trained with him during COVID, so I know him personally, so I'm probably biased, but I've always thought you're a big, strong, fast kid who's super smart, really good demeanor, good, like, what else are you looking for out of the quarterback position? Like, if you're making guys, he's kind of checking all of those boxes.
Right.
He just needed to be around a place that believed in him, poured into him. A lot of the things we're saying about these other franchises with Baker, and you can see the organizations that embrace a guy and say, you're our guy. There's no question. Don't look over your shoulder. Just go play ball. It's amazing how much better those guys play. And the job Shane Steichen's done with him out in Indianapolis in a short time, I know there's a lot of controversy when he won that starting job, but obviously they saw something this offseason to turn it over to him, and they look like geniuses.
Yeah, I agree. What's your, before we let you go, what are you thinking tonight with Detroit, Baltimore? Now, you think of primetime Lamar Jackson. One stat that the boys that Bussin with the Boys is aware of, he's 7-2 in Monday Night Football games. Very good record, Greg. Now, the 2 games he's lost, they've been in the month of September.
Wow. You're getting every angle on this.
That's what I'm saying.
It's real. I personally don't buy into, like, I think there's a lot of trends and stats and records by months, and it could be as simple as you played harder teams in September than you did later on. Like, there's always a lot of nuance to those trends with short, kind of small sample sizes. I think it's a fascinating game. I think it's one of the best matchups of the early, slate of this season so far through 3 weeks. After week 1, I would have said that the Lions, they got some work to do. They really missing their 2 coordinators. Then last week they bounced way back and they looked amazing. So if we get that version of the Lions, which is what we've come to imagine over the last couple of years, and the Ravens that we really know, we could be looking at, a Super Bowl preview. Like, these are 2 teams that are at least in that conversation in their conferences respectively. So I can't wait to get home and watch it. My gut is Baltimore's better, but I don't know. I'm not a gambler. I'm not a bettor, so I don't really pick games, but I think it's a hell of a game. Where is the game? Remind me where the game is.
Baltimore.
All right. Yeah. Baltimore, night game in Baltimore. I'd probably give the edge. What's the line? Who's favorite? I'm assuming Baltimore's favorite.
Baltimore's favorite.
Yeah, it's not a big line though.
Yeah.
Not a big line.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know where FanDuel
if you put a
has
gun to
them
my
right
head,
now.
I'd say I would think Baltimore, but after last week, I feel a lot better about Detroit than I did after week 1.
Will had a little parlay that he threw in the group chat last night. It was Chiefs altered line -6.5, and now it's 5.5 is the line, huh?
5.5 is the line.
So Ravens are 5.5, but then what was it, 58.5?
Yeah, I like points in this game.
I like points
because
in this game
for
a
me,
lot.
it's like Baltimore is the better roster. I think the Lions are on a get back mode. They performed very well last week. So I like to see fireworks in this. When you watch the Ravens last week against the Browns, correct? It was, Lamar missed a few, 3 throws in that first quarter
7-point
downfield that if
game
they
at the
just
half.
start faster, they'll get going. So I like the total in points. I like fireworks tonight, Greg.
Yeah, we need it.
All right, well,
We need it because we are better.
let's see what we got, man.
Yeah.
Love
see what we
seeing
got.
you guys.
I do want to ask about the Chiefs. Are the Chiefs going to be okay?
I think they're going to be okay. I think their defense is nasty. I think they're young. I think they're talented. I think Spags is as good as it gets. They're going to keep them in games like we've seen pretty much all season and the last couple of years. Offensively, they got to find their groove a little bit. I think they know that. I still think they're trying to figure out personnel. Do they get Rashee Rice back? Can they get some of these young guys rolling? So offensively, they've got some things to figure out. But again, it's a lot easier to play offense in the NFL when your defense is giving up less than 20 a game. It just takes so much pressure off, how good you have to be. Now, are you going to win the Super Bowl with that model? I wouldn't hang my hat on it. So they got to get better offensively. We've seen them get better as the years have gone on over the last couple of years when people have thought they were dead. So I don't ever think you count out Mahomes and Andy Reid and Kelsey and guys that we've seen do it for a long time at a high level. But there's no question offensively, they got to start finding some answers.
I love it. Greg, thank you as always. Let's give a round of applause for Greg, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. I know you're busy, and I know you're doing your thing.
I appreciate you guys, man.
Thank
You
you
guys are
very
the
much.
best.
Good luck this Wednesday.
Yeah.
Good luck this Wednesday. I expect at least 3
Let's go.
scores in the first half.
Hey.
We got to start fast.
Maybe shoot the boys a text and
start
just be like,
faster.
here we're at. This is where we're at.
Yeah.
We got to start faster. That's on me. I got to do a better job.
All right, brother.
That's good.
Love you.
That's
Have a good one.
Have a good one,
See you
Greg.
guys. See you guys. See ya.
Notice that Greg did not say I love you back to Will
Okay,
Compton.
that's
Is there
for
turmoil.
That's stage 1 right there. Now
That's
he
stage
knows
one.
it's getting said.
He's
I think,
aware.
you know.
Yeah. Because he got off. He's like, love you. Shit, I didn't say it back.
Yeah.
Kind of the situation. I mean, we kind of talked a lot about NFL. I love to get Jack back on here. He needs to talk about the Titans.
Can we get Jack McPherson?
Yeah.
Let's get Jack McPherson.
All right.
While we're doing that, I'm going to talk to you real quick about True Classic. I want to talk about the Pima shirts. That's the shirt I'm wearing right now.
Me as well.
Very long, has a nice little curve on the sides, makes you feel good. And I'll tell you what, boys, the black always just makes you look a little more thin. It's a nice little move. But I love the shirts. Grabs the arms, grabs that chest. I got a little bird chest. I don't got the biggest chest in the world, but I feel a little more oomph in me, when I got the Pima shirts on.
You're rocked up, bro.
Appreciate you, dog. Find True Classic at Amazon and Costco, Sam's Club, and Target nationwide or online at trueclassic.com/bussin. Look good, feel good, play good.
This show is also brought to you by Liquid IV. You know how we're all soaking up the last bits of summer. We were just out. Dude, I tell you what, Liquid IV was a game changer for us on the sideline at Michigan, Nebraska, because we were standing in the sun the entire time, caught a little bit of a redness. You can tell with the difference between my white bald head. But Liquid IV is there for your hydration needs. Just 1 stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. Liquid IV has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink and has 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Savor the last bits of summer with Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code BUSSIN at liquidiv.com.
While we're on the conversation of soaking things in, what do you want to soak in? The answer is always safety. What do you want to keep safe? House, family, kids, cars, everything. Traditional security systems only take action after somebody has already broken in. By that time, it's too late. SimpliSafe is setting a new standard in home security with Active Guard outdoor protection. SimpliSafe's monitoring agents can help prevent break-ins before they happen. AI-powered cameras backed by live professional monitoring agents monitor your property and detect suspicious activity. If someone's lurking around or acting suspiciously, those agents see and talk to them in real time, activate spotlights, and even contact the police, helping to proactively deter threats before they can escalate into a crisis. You can get 50% off your new SimpliSafe system with professional monitoring and your first month free at simplisafe.com/bussin. Again, that's simplisafe.com/bussin. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. If you are wondering, yes, the shop, it has SimpliSafe. We got to keep everything in here. We got some valuable stuff, some valuable bodies, some valuable people, this valuable bus. We want to keep these things safe. So we use SimpliSafe.
Before Jack gets on here too, let's hit some tier talk.
Yeah.
We had some tier talk. We had some submissions. This first one is from Brandon at Cole Sports Junkie. Hashtag tier talk about fan bases that are in hell. Hashtag Broncos. I don't think the Denver fan base should be in hell. I think there are question marks there. You start off 1 and 2. Obviously, there's this expectation of the Broncos being a dark horse in that division to win the division. But again, you lose 2 close games. You do got to figure some things out offensively. You have a hell of a defense. You are not in hell as much as, say, the Cowboys fan base should be.
Or the Titans fan base should be.
Titans
or the Bengals
fan base
should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
The New York Giants fan base.
Yeah. Here's the concern I'll give to you if you're worried about the Broncos, and I'm going to fuel that fire a little bit. Bo Nix started 61 football games in college. Okay, he had a lot of time to do a lot of things. The fear there would be, is he at his ceiling right now? That's the fear. Because you look at where the Broncos hang their hat on last year, it was their defense. And you go in, they obviously still a great defense. They can get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They have a great secondary. But you look at the Chargers, and from a defense versus defense standpoint, the Chargers played a better game yesterday and kind of showed that we're the best defense in the AFC West. So I don't know if this is your year, but I think there's a little bit more that you can give, and this is a one-score game, right, against the Chargers, who, in my opinion, are quickly making themselves a top-tier AFC team, which is very, very exciting. So, a little bit of sadness, a little bit of happiness. Overall, I think you're going to be all right.
I like, too, after the game, J.K. Dobbins, he had a little locker room interview to where he's like, nah, he didn't play a bad game. We got his back. I got his back. We got to do a better job of making plays when we got him. Whether or not it's a good throw or a bad throw, like we all have Bo Nix's back. That's what you want to see.
There's an expectation. Yeah, that's good.
Because it's like, these tight games the last 2 weeks, I don't think the Broncos should be pressing the panic button whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're not like the Fighting Illini, getting the asses absolutely pummeled against Indiana.
This next one comes from Michael Smith at Smitty3691 #TierTalk. Did Scadaboo take over for CMC as an all-white RB1 before our eyes last night?
I tell you what, he did get the blood flowing below the belt last night. I'm seeing Scadaboo go out there. I do want to see him maybe. Listen, the defenders know you're coming.
Yeah.
Like, let's not just go full lean in with your head at all times.
Right.
Like, we got to keep you around. I love the juice factory of Cam Scadaboo in lowering the boom, but now you got to start playing with the bag a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he's got some shake to him.
He's got shake. He got a great center of gravity too. Like, you catch an edge, no one's bringing you down by the hips, brother. You can do your thing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
See,
now it's time to throw in hit the spin, like go down, because defenders are going to just start lowering. Like Scadaboo, that's a load to take.
Right?
On.
Yeah. If you're the secondary and you think, my God, if this boy breaks one, he's not even trying. He's not even trying to run past me.
No,
he's going to put me in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
I think when you look at CMC and you look at Scadaboo, it's like when CMC came through at Stanford, he had that viral video coming out of him moving his feet and people being like, "This is sped up," and it really wasn't sped up because of the TV in the background. It's like, that's where the white guys go, "Hey, we got one too." Like, that's a thoroughbred right there. Scadaboo is a miniature Clydesdale. This boy's here to pull wagons. He is not messing around. Like, we got two totally different whites ripping around on the football field on Sunday afternoons. I love to see it for his health and his longevity in the league. I do think you switch up the back a little bit. We know what his fastball is, but buddy, if you throw 105, 106, like, fucking throw 105, 106,
I think what you love to see out of Scadaboo too, you look at him and McCaffrey both coming in the league. McCaffrey, this is collared shirt, tucked in the Levi's. Cam Scadaboo, I wouldn't put it past him if he was rocking Southpaw as a young buck.
Yeah.
Or South Pole, not Southpaw.
I knew what you meant.
Scadaboo, did you see the backflip and the touchdown celebration?
Even that was mini.
He did that at Arizona State with us.
Yeah, but buddy, he did that backflip like 3 inches off the ground. Didn't jump.
Yeah.
Didn't jump.
Like
he is just a little ball of
mini
muscle.
Clydesdale.
Shetland pony.
Yeah, he's a Shetland pony with the legs of a Clydesdale. See if you can find that on Chad.
Just know I'm in my living room just standing up, beating my chest. Cam Scadaboo!
Yeah. I saw a couple tweets last night too. Get Scadaboo on the bus. We will get Scadaboo on the bus.
Yeah.
He will have it. And just remember, the first people to know about Scadaboo was Bussin' with the Boys.
We have tried to get him on the bus. It just
didn't work out. He was focused. He was focused on getting drafted. This one comes from at Garth Garrels. TierTalk. How long should fan bases give a quarterback before making a judgment call? I think this one is a hard one. There's no hashtag. There's no specific situation that he's talking about. So I'm going to give the political answer of every situation is different.
I agree. There's so many different variables that come in when you're judging your quarterback. Let's say you have great receivers. You have proven receivers in that team. You have a proven offensive line, and your quarterback's not able to facilitate the ball. That leash is going to be much shorter than a team that, you look at the Titans and you think, okay, we got guys dropping balls a little bit. Cam Ward, his stat line's not going to be great every single week because of the product that's on the field with him. And I'm trying to be as cautious as possible because I do love the Titans, but it's like they're not a team that's anywhere close to complete right now. When Cam shows splashes, you're like, all right, we got a guy here. Now can we take pieces and put it around him? I think that leash is extremely long as opposed to my other example I just had. I think in the NFL, year and a half. Yeah.
What about the Browns situation with Flacco and you obviously drafted?
Yeah.
We talked about it with Greg a little bit, but I mean, you drafted Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Like, that defense is real. You just need an offense.
Right. You need somebody that can give a little spark to it. And I liked Greg's answer, and I didn't like Greg's answer because, at the end of the day, what he was saying is the Browns offense just needs to take care of the football. Well, Joe Flacco is an absolute stud, and he's at the age where boy don't give a shit anymore. He knows he's playing on borrowed time, so he'll sling that thing all over the field and give up multiple interceptions a game, but also throw multiple touchdowns a game. So if you're looking towards the future, I think it's like, this is nothing against Flacco. I'm a big Joe Cool guy, but if you're in a year where you're like, we know we're not contenders, but we have a great defense, let's go and throw one of the young bucks in there and see what they can do. And I love Shedeur, his conversation being around like, practices are my game day, and I'm taking every single one like it. But then Gabriel gets in some garbage time versus the Ravens, throws himself a touchdown. Like, hey, why not? You still got Judy, you still got Njoku, you got Judkins, who seems like he's going to be a little bit of a weapon in the league. Like, you got some guys, your offensive line's banked up a little bit, but why not get in there and just let them toss it?
And maybe they'll go through some licks to where they get in some kind of rhythm on the back half of the year, especially if you have a defense like that. Because you think back, it's like you got Joe Smooth, and you look at managing the game well, not turnovers low and things like that, to where you allow the defense to kind of win you games.
Mm-hmm.
Look back to that Ravens team when who was it, Hasselbeck was the quarterback. Their offense, they didn't really have an offense. They just needed to not turn the ball over.
Right.
The Ravens defense was going to win you that football game.
Yeah.
It is very. Yeah, it all depends on the situation. But thank you, Garth, for shooting in that message. #TierTalk.
Yeah. This next one comes from @Matthew Reichel. #TierTalk. Should the Bengals trade for Kirk Cousins? Will?
Should the Bengals trade for Kirk Cousins?
It's a lot of money to have on one team.
It would be a lot of money to have on one team, especially at the quarterback position. Browning is like, yeah, they got their ass whipped this week. But again, it's like,
but it's you're not
in a situation to where you have an elite defense like Cleveland to where, hey, this is a must. Like, we could win if we had a serviceable quarterback in there. And I say that too. Browning has proven that he could play well in the backup role. You're going to have games like that. I don't think you're just absolutely hitting the panic button. You need the defense to pick it up a bit. This is like a full team effort on the Bengals' part. Now, if it's like they were in the Brown situation, I think you very much would want to go out there and get a quarterback in now, because there is an opportunity to win games right now.
Yeah. I think, if you want to, go ahead. Like, it depends. Like, if it's Joe Burrow out for 3 months for real, or is it going to be a little longer? Is his season over?
But you're not gonna see that. It's way too much money in one room.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to pay for Kirk Cousins, whether or not you're going off of how he played last year, and you could probably get him for cheap. I'm just telling you right now. Like, there's, if you're Kirk, it's like you're not going anywhere just to like play for low money,
right?
On a team that has no defense,
right? Exactly.
You do have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
You have Jamar Chase, and so it could be an opportunity where Kirk Cousins does look at it just to play devil's advocate, where he's like, hey, people think I'm not shit. There's weapons over there that I can make it seem like I am still the shit.
Yeah.
So why not get over there and get that thing done?
There's one up there from does that say
Mick Roomy?
Michael Rooms.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Michael is. Teams lose their best players because of a borderline targeting call that changes the game. I love this idea that he's putting out to us. What are Bussin's thoughts on making targeting a flagrant 1-2 type of penalty? Flagrant 1 would be something like an accidental head-to-head contact, no ejection. Flagrant 2, obvious targeting calls, ejection. #TierTalk. I love that idea.
I do too.
Because that hurts the fucking game, man. We were in a situation, the Nebraska-Michigan game.
Number 6.
With number 6. Puts a lick on Ja'Cory Barney right before the goal line. It was something that they reviewed, then they kind of took away the penalty. But that's one too where it's just gray. Yeah. It's like, if you're going just off the rule, could that be? Yes. Do you love seeing that on the football field? Yes. It didn't seem like it was
malicious.
It didn't seem like it was malicious at all. You go a week earlier at LSU, and Whit Weeks lays that lick on old buddy out there on the perimeter. Looks like just an incredible tackle, an incredible form tackle. Unfortunately, his head was leading. They end up ejecting him from the game. So I love the idea of a flagrant 1, flagrant 2, like you have tiers to it.
Yeah.
In our segment, Tier Talk.
I agree with everything you just said. I hate the targeting call. I understand why the targeting call is there to protect the players, but it's so gray, and it truly depends on what ref is calling it. And I hate that. I absolutely hate it. All right.
Where's Jackie boy?
I think he's right outside.
Jack. Tennessee Nation, Titans Nation needs to hear from you, man.
And now I will say this about Jack McPherson and Garrett. They are officially the flag holders of the Tennessee Titans fan base. It seems like they have an incredible pulse about how they feel. I hate where the Titans are at right now because the pulse is very negative, very low pulse. We're in an ICU type of situation, whether it's the coach, the team. You look at tickets distributed versus the tickets that are people that are actually at the game. They're not matching up at all. It is cheaper to go to a Vanderbilt game or to go to a Titans game versus the Colts than it is to go to a Vanderbilt versus Georgia State. Like, it is hard. It is tough out there. And with a mostly publicly subsidized stadium coming in 2027, it's a tough look right now for the Titans. And I know, Jack, we had a whole conversation about that. That's a whole different thing that we don't have to get into. But new stadium, Titans, arguably the worst team in the NFL right now. Boys, I'll turn it over to you. Take as long as you'd like.
And too, Jack, like, if you could paint me a picture of the Titans fan base as a whole. I know there's a lot of negative. Maybe there's some other takes out there on the other side that maybe you were scrolling through to find some optimism or find some light. Because I didn't once I saw where this game was going, I was more so all eyes on the Eagles, Rams going on in Philly. So kind of paint us a picture.
I mean, I'm sure that if you were watching games from your couch, you maybe caught all of 2 minutes of the Titans-Colts game. The Titans started off on the third play with a pick six. Unfortunately, Cam Ward threw one. And I literally just texted you the video that I put up on Twitter. And then in the same breath, this one's for Will Compton, in the same breath, pick six. And so starting out, I think it was maybe at most 70% capacity, and that's generous. The stadium in the 300s was empty. The club level, it was a hot day. People were probably inside as well. It's just a bad situation right now for the Titans. I have done my best to be a good member of this company and to respect our guests. But the time has come where you have to set respect and rationale aside.
Are you about to use the F word?
And you have to fire Brian Callahan. He had now, shout out Alex Porter, who works with us. He found a stat. He has the worst win percentage through 20 games in the history of the NFL. He is now 3-17.
3-18.
Is it 3-8?
Yeah, I saw this whole thing. It was a Titans account that said, "Is Callahan the worst coach in Titans history?" He's 3-18, and Wisenhunt was 3-20.
Yeah. So again, 3-18 doesn't help him. I'm not gonna sit here and yesterday I kind of motherfucked him on Twitter. I'm sober now. I'm not gonna do that. But I wrote some things down. Starting with just poor decision making and game management. I think the number one thing you can look at is the 62-yard field goal on fourth down that was called for Joey Sly to kick going into half, which I didn't even realize. I guess it got tipped or blocked. But regardless, the delay of game penalties, just so many questionable choices in critical moments that don't pay off. It's not all on Callahan, 100%. It's a team sport. There's so many aspects that go into it, but his game decision-making is at an all-time low. I think it's honestly disrespectful to the Titans fan base. You're in there sitting at halftime, and you feel like a joke, being like, I'm wasting my Sunday being here. And I will continue to waste my Sundays every time. Because I love being in that stadium, and I love the city and our fan base, our core fan base who actually goes there to watch the Titans succeed and not to take photos for Instagram. Like, we enjoy it. Yesterday, especially against a divisional rival home game, and to just get embarrassed, there was never a moment where the Titans were in it. Not even one. Jonathan Taylor looked really good. Daniel Jones looked very good, very efficient. There's just a lack of progress. I know there was a ton of expectations that went into this season, and though we have a lot of new, things going on with players and everything just surrounding Cam Ward, there has to be a moment where there needs to be time allowed to get better. But it's not gonna happen under the helm of Brian Callahan. There's also a conversation to be talked about with Amy Adams. I'm going to table that for another day just because I think we need to stick with one thing.
Can you give us just a sampler size of that?
I just don't know if Amy Adams is fit to be the owner. I mean, it was handed down to her from Bud, and everyone loved Bud, and she is the stepdaughter, and she's made good things, so to say, for the Titans organization, but at some point, like, it is just, if you take away the 2019 season and 2022, those playoff runs, the Titans have been a miserable franchise for 20 years. And it's just like, we got content with like just having more than 8 wins in a season. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I was joining in on the fire Callahan chants in the stadium, but I'm also going to say that I wasn't. But when you have a fan base that's sitting out in the September sun in Nissan at 1 p.m. on a Sunday, audibly yelling fire Callahan, that's something that they need to listen to. I'm not saying that I wanted to like wake up this morning and see Callahan fired on Twitter. I mean, I would have loved it, but maybe there's a couple more things ahead. We have a tough road series ahead where we play the Texans, another back-to-back divisional rival game. Then we go to the Cardinals, come to Brooklyn Bowl, Bussin with the boys. We'll be doing official tailgate with the Titans. Hopefully we win. Regardless, win or lose, we're going to have a good time. So come to Brooklyn Bowl, and then we go to the Raiders. And then, you know who our next home game is?
Who's the Titans playing the Brooklyn Bowl?
The Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals.
Which
I don't know if you know who our next home game is after the 3-game road stretch, but it's Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. So if you don't think that Mike Vrabel is going to get more applause in that stadium than Brian Callahan, you're not listening. You need to open your eyes.
Okay.
So
can I ask you a question?
For sure.
These next 3 seem very winnable.
Yes, the Texans. I mean, I saw a tweet, and it's the Texans-Titans game, and they said they need to flex this game to 4 a.m. So, yeah, it's literally going to be a shit bowl, and it'd be huge to pick up that win. Obviously, the Cardinals, I don't think there's anything special there, but we have to play some good ball to beat them. The Raiders kind of sit in that, but I hate the travel, having to go to Arizona, come home, then go to Vegas, come home. It's a lot, like you guys know, just road games. 3 in a row, long stretch. You're starting to, feel all the hits, and then you have J.C. Latham and T'Vondre Sweat, which T'Vondre Sweat you saw at firsthand. Him not being there to help open up for Big Jeff is really hard. Our O-line without J.C., even though you can have whatever opinion you have on J.C. Latham, our O-line looked miserable yesterday, and the amount of penalties, it was just embarrassing. It's just like, you're just laughing. You're like, this.
We average 11 through these first 3 games.
I mean, it's just like, we got to figure some stuff out. So
it's not going to get it. I'll tell you what, it's definitely a good thing. I think a road game stretch.
Get away.
Change it
good
up.
to get out.
Yeah.
Get away.
Yeah.
It's
maybe
just
stay over there in the West.
Yeah, honestly.
Stay in the West.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm fired up to be able to just watch football on my couch next Sunday and not have to go just sweat my ass off and be angry and like yelling at teenagers who are in Colts fans. A guy behind me, he was very vocal, and that's I tweeted it out. Nashville is the worst city for a bad football team because it's such an awesome city to come visit. And I've said this many times, but if you're an away fan, let's say you're the Colts, just, for recency bias, you and your boys make a 3-day trip. You come to Nashville, you hit Broadway Friday, Saturday, have fun. You get cheap ass tickets going to Nissan Sunday. So every game, it's like, at one point, it felt like you didn't know on a certain call, if you kind of looked away, you didn't know who is cheering for who because the noise level. You're like, wait, is that Titans fans cheering? Because it's loud. And you're like, oh no, that was actually the Colts fans cheering. And the guy sitting behind me, though, he was really jawing, and like I'm like sitting there just like, breathe, man, like it's all good, like football doesn't even matter, like, and I turned around and ended up talking to him, and it was like his first NFL game ever. He's like a 50-year-old man with his wife, and I was like, honestly, this is super cool. Like, I hope for you guys to be here, like enjoying your first NFL game, like you're getting to whoop a rival's ass. Like I was like, you guys want me to take your photo? And he's like, you know what, man, that's really big of you. And I was like, okay, don't patronize me. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's still early in the season to where there's the expectation, obviously, is set so low right now. And Cam Ward is a very young quarterback. He's shown moments of poise. Obviously, the mistake on the pick six hurt. He had a solid touchdown. Another one to Alec A. O'Manor, who I think I don't even want to go down the Calvin Ridley wormhole. Paying him $90 million to drop every single thing that comes his way sucks. I think A. O'Manor he is our receiver one. And hopefully we can give him a moment. I think this is the thing I'll end on. What most Titans fans are most concerned about is the possibility of spoiling Cam Ward's career with us because of bad coaching, bad decision making, bad ownership.
You're 3 games in.
Yeah, I know, but like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm. It's just I've had many conversations with many different kind of.
It's all that they're worried about is we got to
Just
somehow
ruining
keep
him.
him and not like lose him, and then we're back to square one.
Yeah.
Because not only Cam, but like yesterday, I'm noticing our draft class. There's like 5 guys contributing on the field, so there's a positive there. Like you have a rookie quarterback, you have a rookie wide receiver who's proven himself, you have a rookie at punt returner who luckily got some touches at wide
DK
receiver.
rules.
You have a rookie on the edge, like on the defensive side. Like that's a good sign that they're playing. Gunnar Helm's also like a good
Gunnar
tight
Helm's
end.
They
He's
got to
gonna
put
be
Gunnar
nice.
Helm in
So
every
it's-
package.
It's
That
figuring out
dude
how
is
to
good.
not like waste this. Like you're getting your guys. You got good draft picks that are contributing, and you want to see it work on the field. So like it's frustrating to see. The one part that kind of sucked yesterday is we honored the legend Mike Keith, and he got in the Ring of Fire, and it did not feel like it should
the
have.
stadium, they did it at halftime. One, they did the Titans legend. It was the guy who followed up Kevin Mawai, Titans legend. I can't even tell you his name.
I forgot about
And they
him.
did it in the beginning of the second quarter. Like they had Javon Curse last week. And it's just like, it feels weird. It just feels like force. And then
They
have
tried to
Mike
do
Keith.
it before it got too bad, I think.
I assume they probably tried to give Mike Keith his moment, but yeah, it sucks because like Mike Keith is a legend. Thank God because it's a vol fall for me at this point, and thank God Mike Keith is in Knoxville doing the color commentary. But
That was tough to see at half though, because half the crowd obviously is going to concessions, bathroom, all that. There's a part of you that's like they might not come back after halftime. Half of them aren't even watching this moment from Mike Keith, which sucked. Burt goes up and gets booed. Like it's rough in there.
it is, and you mentioned at the beginning of this, like Titans are building the largest public subsidy in the NFL. It's $2.1 billion, and outside of like the fear of losing Cam Ward or him like not getting his moment with us, the fear is also, I know, in that organization is if we are in this position when we go into that brand new sparkling stadium, people are gonna be furious, and it's like we just got to get a little momentum. So
You have talent, like I just said, you have rookies that are already contributing. There's something there.
Why, Jackie boy?
yeah.
Why don't we take the thought of the Fire Callahan? You just put it on the shelf. Let's get on the road.
Look, I'm
Just
saying
go on the road and see what happens.
I agree. I'm saying Fire Callahan like in a level-headed atmosphere. If we come back from that road stretch and we're 1-5 or whatever, or 0-6, and we're going in to play the Patriots, and the Patriots come here and they Malik Willis us,
If
I'm gonna be
Vrabel gets
way,
Callahan
way,
fired.
way hotter on this bus, and I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to. I don't even know how that's gonna help, but something's got to get out there. So right now, I'm being as level-headed as possible, and I'm not saying fire his ass right now, but you come back from that road stretch, and it's still like this. I promise you, man. We might have to do a public sit out of Nissan just to tell them, hey, we mean business.
Come on.
I mean, I'll be there, but
What like imagine the
I love how he's
world-
like, no, yeah, we'll give him the 3 game. Like I'm not saying fire. I'm saying fire with the most level head.
Right.
How like, so they'd be more so. You're saying it emotionally, but you're gonna give him these 3 weeks, and
Right.
then it'll be, hey, I'm seeing the board clearly.
if Vrabel comes in here and wins, and then they decide to fire Callahan, that
that'd be poetic.
circle of moment
It'd be
in life
beautiful.
would
And essentially be AJ Brown and John Robinson.
be so odd.
So we'll see, man. It's always tighten up, though. Keep the faith, guys. We have to. We have to keep faith.
You can't do that.
We have to. It's bigger than a
Keep
coach.
the faith. Okay,
it's bigger than an owner. It's the shield. It's the Titans, man. We are fortunate that 25 years ago we got a team from Houston to come to the great state of Tennessee in the heart of where the capital lives. In Nashville, Tennessee, and we cannot give people an excuse to think for even a moment that that was a mistake bringing a team to Nashville, because Nashville is an amazing place to be. But the only thing the Callahans have contributed to the Tennessee Titans is Big Bertha, and that is it.
Big Bertha is nice. That's a nice little.
And trust me, when
Went after
they
the old
fire
man.
Callahan, they better load the gun with one bullet and line him and his dad up, because they're both gone. Because our O-line is embarrassing, and that's all I have to say.
Boys work hard.
Tighten up, baby. Tighten up.
I don't even know what to do with Jack, man. Give me just a few things that why Titan fan base should be like happy, be excited.
Because we have a rookie quarterback that one is a leader. He's composed and in a moment to where all eyes are looking at him, and everybody wants to see it just tank and fail more. He is just playing ball, and he wants to. So I think Cam Ward is the core value of that. And then I think Garrett said it first too. Not just Cam Ward. Like, we have like a great rookie draft class that is showing promise on the field, and if we can just get some other things surrounded by them and clean up penalties and bad coaching decisions, like, you know. We're just a few games away from having something to believe in again. And the fucking AFC South is, I mean, the Colts are good. And the Jags aren't bad either. But, like, also the Texans, they don't look great. But I think that we're taking a lot of heat off of them because there's so much national press around number one draft pick, Brian Callahan, his record. There's just so much. But I do, like, this has been one of the most successful draft classes we've had in a long time. So, like, I can't hate Callahan about that. I can't. But I think if there is anything, like, yeah, believe in Cam Ward. I still do. And until, like, he had that mistake on the pick six, sure. I said it before the season, Cam Ward's going to throw a pick. Cam Ward's going to throw 2 picks. I mean, everyone will, inevitably. So, like, unfortunately, the first one's a pick six at the beginning of the game, kills all momentum. But yeah, we gotta convert and not be. I mean, Joey Sly is our leading scorer, our kicker. So
You called it too.
And I really wish he had drilled that 62-yarder because he has that in his bag. But
looks like Joey Slam.
Fucking
yeah,
yeah, it's tough out there, huh?
yeah. But I mean, I don't want to be spoon-fed fucking championships. We have character here in Nashville because we've hurt and we've cut our teeth with horrible losses our whole lives.
Good news. 12 years ago, we went 2-14, 3-13.
Yep.
And then it rattled off a few 9-7 seasons.
So here's to 12 more.
But we can do this.
Yeah,
We can turn it
believe
around.
It's there, dude. I mean, it's this week is not a good example for that, but the first 2 games, the first half, like, we're in there. Even the Broncos game towards the end, like, you're in there.
You can win that game.
And buddy, if you guys just get rid of the penalties, and I know that's a ridiculous statement coming from me, but it's like,
did you see my tweet yesterday?
is the one I responded to?
No, I was like,
Jack had a lot of tweets yesterday.
I was firing off tweets. I said way too many penalties. Need your expertise, Taylor, to weigh in.
I think I did respond to it. I said this is too much even for me. Yeah, because it is. I watched pretty much every
11's
snap
a
of that
lot.
game.
Yeah. Hey, good on you. And Taylor gave me a call yesterday, and I missed it. And
I did a
looked at
wellness
it,
check.
and I just look at Taylor on missed call, and I go, "Fuck." And Taylor had some really. It was a great little 7-minute convo, inspiring, and it was just nice to get that shower and just be like, "Oh man, I can breathe for a second."
Let's get on the road,
When I
as
got
Will
up in the
said.
morning on Sunday and I popped on the old bird and I saw you screaming at Colts fans at 8 a.m.
Yeah, Bud Light in hand. Shout out Bud Light.
And then I watched a pick six in the beginning of the game. I'm thinking Jag might not show up tomorrow. But Jag might not be on this earth tomorrow.
No, honestly,
walking out of the stadium, being like, "Fuck this, fuck Callahan." I'm like, "Oh my god."
The only thing that really kept me in it, and unfortunately, Will, at your cost, I was like, man, at least Will's getting his head shaved today.
I did wake up. I woke up with a spring in my step this morning, knowing that Will was getting his haircut.
First, me
I
too.
was like, yes.
A chef who's one of our new guys, he said, he was like, dude, I just didn't even feel anything. Like, I don't feel, he's like, is it bad that I'm just not feeling anything about the Titans like being bad? And I'm like, no, I feel like that's like a lot of people. It's just kind of the standard right now. It's like
it goes back to the standard we talked about with Clemson. Like, you fire Dabo, you're going to go back to what you were before.
For sure.
The good thing for the Titans is there is no standard right now.
No.
You have no standard. And it hurts, but it also kind of helps.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Scary team, got nothing to lose.
Amen.
Going into Houston.
Let's go. Road dogs.
Wounded
animal. They might have some trouble with that D-line from Houston now.
For sure.
That ain't going to slow down. This is an under game.
This is an under game. Because CJ Stroud, he's having a tough one out there right now.
What sucked to hear was that Colts wide receiver be like, we walked on the field and saw that they just didn't even want it.
Oh.
That has to change.
That is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones was picking them apart, too.
Daniel Jones might be your MVP.
He looked elite.
He might be your MVP. Who knows?
Hey, he does look good.
He
Daniel
does.
Jones.
And it feels good.
He's in a good spot for himself.
And I loved hearing, I think it was Saquon before the weekend. He was like, man, seeing how everything went down with him in New York, there's nobody I'm rooting for harder to have success based on how good of a dude, a worker of everything Daniel Jones is. So it is really cool to see him kind of balling out, especially when they made that switch and the whole world was on fire about giving up on Anthony Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going out there and proving those decision makers right.
Saved a lot of people's jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I also love, was it Ursay's daughter on the field?
Oh, yeah.
Taking notes the whole time, has an earpiece in, listening to the play call. Like, who knows what she's actually doing, but being intentional about her father's team is very, very cool to me. I love it. Colts are spicy. In the words of Will Compton, spicy.
Colts are spicy.
Keep the faith.
Jaguars
are the Colts are winning the division.
For sure.
They keep going the way they
Jaguars are there,
bro.
man.
I mean, in the AFC, they're got to be one of the best 3 teams.
Damn. Breaking news.
Best 4
I mean, you'll hear this tomorrow, but CeeDee Lamb.
This is today. This is the recap show.
Oh, yeah. So, perfect. CeeDee Lamb will likely miss 4 to 6 weeks, diagnosed with a high ankle sprain.
Buddy, that is the worst news for the
and
Cowboys.
Especially after the Cowboys losing to the Bears yesterday.
Once CeeDee went down, their offense was done.
They handled them, yeah.
It wasn't even fun to watch. Yesterday was like the Chiefs game. It's after the Titans game. You're just like, man, like I'm just gonna put on a movie.
So you were gone. Obviously, you're watching Titans all afternoon, so you're in like your own little hell. But there were some moments yesterday in the afternoon. It's like the blocked kicks that were getting taken back. Yeah. The Jets
Eagles,
and
Rams.
Baker goes on a game-winning drive again. You think the Jets are about to win the game because they blocked that kick?
I love
Minnesota.
Baker Mayfield, dude.
The Eagles snuck it out.
Minnesota, Carson Wentz looking good. The Eagles-Rams game at the end. Not only that, but the entire gambling world that had the Rams like +2.5, +3.5, and then it gets blocked and taken back.
I was hoping Jordan Davis would go down. I'm like, bro, just fall. Because, buddy, I was one of those gamblers that had a bag on him, too.
What happened to the Falcons? Did y'all watch that at all?
No.
I was just seeing the highlights. I was just, because
really.
Again, it's like Falcons, Panthers. Even when I saw them
Bryce
down,
Young.
I'm like, they'll probably figure it out and turn it around. And them not losing 30-0 against the Panthers.
Yeah. Listen, great reaction show. Once again, if you stuck with us this long, use hashtag TierTalk towards the end of the weekend. All questions, comments, concerns, everything, we will hit them. Appreciate you guys. Michigan, Bussin Bowl champions. Feels good. Feels like 97. Feels like 97 all over again. Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
What are you asking? What's the question?
Feels like
this team feels like 97's team for Michigan?
I don't want to ask that question because you can get around that. Who won the national championship in 1997?
The Michigan Wolverines won the national
championship. Big hugs, tiny kisses.
We'll
see you guys tomorrow.
See you in the Big Ten championship.
Tighten up.